She's been on the right end of most of the scores this week here in Regina. Alberta's Cathy Borst in her third appearance at a national championship out of the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton. Borst was also the Olympic curling trials. And despite crashing and suffering the disappointment of not qualifying for Nagano, she turned it in to another trip to a nationals. And now she is the leader going into draw 11 at the Scott. She's the hometown team from the Cali here in Regina. Cathy Trowell admits she hasn't been bothered by all the pressure, yet she's disappointed with the way she's played. And now she sits at 3 losses and says, stop, no more. Yeah, 3-3. What's it going to be for Sue Garvey and BC? Kelly Kalo from the Yukon Northwest Territories, also at 3-3. Tammi Lowther from PEI, or Trowell. Leading the way, it's Alberta at 5-1. Team Canada, Ontario at 2 losses, and then the teams at 3 who really believe they can't afford any more. 4 is definitely the bubble. On through Newfoundland at 1-5. And here are all the games now on the ice in this 11th round. Alberta, Saskatchewan. That's our key game. We'll keep an eye on Ontario. Can Merklinger win 4 in a row? Also at 3 losses, BC and the team from Yellowknife. Here on another beautiful night in Regina and the 98 Scott Tournament of Hearts. Man, I didn't realize that this suit was this hot. Whew. Can't believe it, though. 3 draws a day, and they want me to do this, too? Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Agridome. TSN's continuing coverage of this Scott Tournament of Hearts as we get into the 11th draw. And our featured game tonight, well, she's the leader right now, Cathy Borst in Alberta. She's come close before, but now she sits at 5-1. She goes against the hometown gal, Saskatchewan, and Cathy Trowell has hit a couple of bumps and sits at 3-3. And so you know the crowd is going to be behind the team from the Cali Club right here in Regina. It's my job, of course, to get that crowd fired up. So, Linda Ray, I'll talk to you in a couple of minutes. Oh, man. I'm a little Scotty softy. Scotty softy. Hey!
I think, Ray, that is just too much. He's been in mine pits, he's been on ferries, but that is maybe too much.
You've gone too far, Victor. You've absolutely lost it. Honestly, you've lost it. Nobody in the entire world works harder than you. James Brown doesn't work harder than you. Unbelievable. Scotty's little softy, there's nowhere to go from here.
Well, we do have to get down to some curling, Ray. So there is a good game coming up, and we're hoping Vic is back in time because we're looking forward to Saskatchewan and Alberta.
We are, for sure. Cathy, it's interesting because Cathy Trowell, is experiencing something that really is difficult. I mean, she doesn't realize it's difficult. Anytime you go to your first Brier, your first Scott Tournament of Hearts, there's something there. It's not written down. It's something you can't explain. It's pressure. Now, whether she thinks she's feeling the pressure or not, I don't care who you are. It's a full house. You're curling in the Scott Tournament of Hearts and also with another Saskatchewan team, the world champion, the Olympic gold medalist. So it's absolutely unbelievable, the feeling that she's having out there. You got everybody cheering for her. She's kind of the underdog here, and for the first time, she's at a national championship. So she's been great, but it's unbelievable how much pressure's there without her knowing it.
Well, we'll talk about the game in a minute.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Very nice.
No, don't do this to me.
Very nice.
And there she is. We say happy birthday to Linda Moore. And we want to thank the real softy. That's Carol Michelle. Thank you, Carol. And happy birthday, Linda. Just a reminder, you can keep up to date on the entire Scott Tournament of Hearts. Player profiles, scores, standings, all you want to know about our season of champions. And it's all available at the TSN web address, www.tsn.ca/curling.
We're looking forward to another great night. They're the leaders, Alberta, on top of the table at 5-1. And Saskatchewan and Trowell admitting they don't want to lose anymore. They're in 3 losses. And that's the featured game when we come back.
Did you see the look on his face?
Hey, here comes another one.
Come to Papa.
Wait, not a Ford Contour. That thing's got more moves than a cat.
And it's so quick.
What do they think we are? Greyhounds?
Come in and test drive the newly restyled 1998 Ford Contour. One drive will surprise you.
Hey, you guys up for a little Italian?
CIBC's Fund Family has been called one of the best fund families in Canada. All my fund managers are performance-driven. I'll do what it takes to make our funds perform. That's my contribution.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
It's always been my way or no way, right? So when I go away, I stay at Super 8. I want it comfortable. Am I right? I want my VIP discount and friendly people. But not too friendly. Life's great at Super 8.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime Time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New Dime Time, only from AT&T Canada.
TSN Pins Bowling strikes again. Catch the men's 5-pin final Sunday night right here on TSN.
The 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina, Saskatchewan on TSN is brought to you by Scott Towels, always thirsty for more.
Welcome back to the Agridome as we get ready for this all-important 11th draw with so many teams sitting at 3 losses. And our featured game is right against that left-hand side. It's sheet A, so that could present some problems. Let's find out if it might. Let's read the ice with Ray, and it's brought to you by Star Choice.
Well, Victor, it's good ice. It's tricky ice, and we're getting some movement, but it changes throughout the game. Around the center guards, you're getting about 2.5 to 3 feet of movement, but it will change. Around the corners, 3 feet. But it's kind of interesting because even with that movement, if you're playing over here and trying to get a rock over here hidden behind something, it will not go to the 12-foot. What's happening is a little frost creeping in here. We believe, and we believe big time, that you're safer to play from the inside out on those hits as opposed from the outside in. These are tricky. You put them out, you're dead. It flattens out a little bit in the slide path, but not seriously. Ice reading ability is absolutely key. You got Cathy Trowell, and she is in tough with the crowd here, and she's playing a red-hot favorite.
There you see the 2 skips. Cathy Trowell from the Cali here in Regina, Alberta's Cathy Borst from the Otwell Curling Club in Edmonton. Alberta is playing the Redstones, so they will have the hammer in the first end of play. And the Saskatchewan lead is Carrie Lynn Schikowski.
Well, a little bit of excitement before that game, and I would like to thank the entire committee, committee chairperson Bernadette McIntyre and the committee for the lovely cake, the lovely thoughts, but I wish you two had a birthday during the Briar, because I'm the one every year. Everybody knows my birthday. But also thank you to the curlers for being patient, for allowing the little presentation before the game.
I only posted it on the internet once.
That was it.
Okay. You know, I talked to Cathy before the game, and as we look at the Alberta lead, Kate Horn, and she says she's not bothered by the pressure of playing at home. I know you alluded to it in your opening, Ray, that she has to be, but you take her at face value and you say, I'm not. She says she's not. She gets a lift from the fact that the people are behind her, but she is disappointed by the way she has played. She does not want to be, or not expect to be, at 3 losses. This is a must for her, and she says that.
Well, what I'm saying, Vic, and what I tried to say in my opening comments was that it's something that's not explainable. It's something that you don't know about until you're there. Now, I know she's saying I'm not being affected at all by the crowds and the pressure and the fact I'm here for the first time. And that's the way you should think. And that's the way you should go into the event. But how many Briars, how many Scots have we been to that we have seen the same thing? People, I mean, Cathy Trowell is a tremendous player. She's got a great background in this game, and you know, she could very easily qualify. She could very easily win this event. But I'm telling you, I don't care. It happened to me in my first Briar. I'm sure maybe, Linda, you felt the same thing at your first Scott. It's just something that's there that you can't explain. We went to play in the first Briar. We went to win the second one. And there's a difference. There's a big time difference.
Yeah, you know what, Linda, and I think Ray is right to a point. I mean, I think if you ask Sandra Schmerler, she learned a lot going the first time.
You always do, and even if you set your goal and firmly believe you're going to win in your first appearance, when I went to our first one, I was playing with somebody, Lindsay Sparks, who had been before, and won before, so she had a lot of experience, but I didn't, and there was just so many things that you cannot understand before you get to it. So many things that you think won't bother you that end up affecting your performance, and there is nothing like experience. We say it over and over, and like you say, Ray, the experience during the week might make the difference, and by the end of the week, they have gained that much and may make the difference for the playoffs. But it just takes those few games under your belt to really feel comfortable out there.
Now, today we reached the midway point of this draw. Do you agree with her and the others who are at 3 losses? This is a tough spot to be in at this point.
Yes.
Yes.
9-5.
It's your turn.
Okay. She said she didn't want to be here this early, this quickly. Like any team, I guess. But.
Sure, and they've lost some close games, and those are the ones that sometimes early in the week you need to get. And if you don't, that means for the rest of the week you have to be absolutely sharp.
3?
Yep. Awesome. We can bring that a little bit tighter. Just let the sweepers do it. Same weight.
Cathy Borst's team is really an interesting team because they really have gelled, and they've taken. I believe this is just Heather's second year with Cathy, and you know, we'll talk about that a little bit further in the show. But it's interesting that it takes time to meld units, and they look different this year than they looked last year. Cathy herself wasn't satisfied with Brandon, as we know. Linda, but
lazy. Good weight, Karen. That's good weight,
They've looked very, very solid here this week so far.
And we had 2 skips coming together. Cathy Borst, a skip, and joined by a World Junior Championship skip, Heather Godberson, and sometimes it's the styles that also have to meld. The 2 skips perhaps with slightly different approaches to the game.
No question.
And Brenda is a fairly new member to the team as well, joining them last year, and you could see by her numbers she's having a terrific week.
She's a player. She's a real-time player.
T. Got a curl. Whoa. T back. Hey, right back then. How far back? It's back. Go, Katie. Right back. Hurry. Got it. Hurry.
Good finish. Hurry. Good finish, Linda.
Hey, Brandon. It's good.
Let's take a look at some of the other games. Ontario started off 1-2. Has won 3 in a row, tries to make it 4 over Manitoba. 2 teams at 3 losses. Don't want to go to 4. Sue Garvey, Kelly Kalo. Another team at 3 losses. Tammi Lowther out of Charlottetown goes against Heather Strong, who tries to play spoiler at 1-5. The byes belong to Sandra Schmerler, Team Canada at 5-2. In fact, they don't play tonight or Wednesday morning, so that's a much-needed time off for that team. That Marcia Gooderite says they're getting a little tired, and that's understandable.
Isn't handling that too. Could be the frost. Make sure we put some positive turns on it.
You're not kidding. That's another thing. There's a little thing. There is a little thing about going to a Scott Tournament of Hearts or a Brier. When you go into the arenas, 7,300 people here.
Yeah.
The ice, as good as it is, and it's good. David and Lloyd have done a terrific job. But it's arena ice, something that Cathy hasn't played on a lot. And rotation is absolutely a requirement. Is a requirement.
We're on the top. Whoa, whoa, whoa. We're on the front. Whoa.
There she is, the slider. You won't be happy with this.
Heather Godberson
We did have the weight.
onto the front one. Does she pump it in? Yeah, it'll bite the top 12. Alberta with the hammer.
Straight on that one you just threw, maybe.
On both of those turns, both the out turn for the right-hander and in turn, we've seen a lot of movement, and maybe
just give me T-line weight.
listen to them trying to pump that up with draw weight. And maybe the unpredictability of a little bit of frost coming in. Sometimes, especially with the low rotation, the rock will slide across as opposed to curl in nicely. So all the players are very aware of that at this point.
Wait for line. Whoa, no for line. Wait only.
And then to the point you made also, this is the outside sheet. It's very warm against the stands there, and that frost will creep in.
It's coming down now.
No, we need it forward. Need it to work.
Yeah, where are we? Can I go? Whoa, whoa.
Well, I thought she was going to get a little bit of rub off that one and maybe scoot right to the button or top 4, but it's punched out into the open a little bit.
Back
Now, so this is somebody then, there's an example, Linda, what Ray says about difference. Christy Lewis, the third, it's all new to her, and she admitted quite openly in that first game that we televised she was nervous. Now, maybe she's obviously, I think, got that under control, but that first game that she was on national television, she was affected by it.
It's understandable, and as I say, I think they have really grown even in the few games we've watched them and had some tough breaks perhaps to lose some games.
Yes! Lots of weight! Yes! High!
Kate Horn, Brenda Bomer got it by. They do.
Well, I tell you, there's a sign of what I've seen in Heather Godberson and Cathy Borst. I don't think they were terribly happy with their first couple of games. We've seen them in the past. We've seen how great they are. Now look at the comparison. The first 3 games they played, Cathy Borst curling 74% and Heather Godberson 78%. Look at how they boosted it in the last 3. Cathy Borst up to 88 and Heather up to 86. Just tremendous difference. Those first few, they just didn't look quite as comfortable. Those numbers are still solid, but now we're talking about super numbers.
There she goes. And she made a great shot.
She's into every shot, and that's what I've liked about her too. She adds a dimension to a skip who's fairly quiet. She brings a lot of enthusiasm to this squad.
Not looking good.
She also brings an awful lot of shots.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nice shot. I don't know if you picked it up or not, but Heather's using that was 2. She just.
We're not going to say anything more, Victor, but we'll wait till they're finished here.
Okay.
But I was wondering if you could do my boy's 7th birthday party.
4.5.
Rent the
Not
costume.
burn
Any
it,
kind
leave
of
it so I can pump it. Yeah.
I honestly couldn't. We had, we should tell our viewers, Linda and I had no idea what was coming.
Yeah, that was about the funniest I've ever seen you, Rick.
Well, my thanks to Carol Michelle and the Scott people.
Line's good. Line's
She
good.
works hard, let me tell you.
Front of the tee.
Skip Stones, Cathy Trowell here in the first.
No line. Line's good. Lots of waiting.
Now, is that still that 4-foot line?
Try
That's
to get a handle going.
try to keep it inside that 4-foot line.
We're seeing a lot of movement, though. If that had had the exact weight, it would have been dead buried.
Just with this.
Yeah, it's taking his towns too. Yeah.
Yeah, again, the lack of rotation was a bit of a problem.
Yeah, we got to put really positive.
We got to make sure we put lots of turn on.
She's picked up on it.
There's no question about that, I'll tell you. It's hot, it's warm in here. Really,
Yeah, I guess it's not bad. The sheep guards it, we have nothing. not. Can we take that and roll in? Well, if she sits on it, then we'd have nothing either.
You see what Cathy's thinking, though. If she makes a play on that now and sits there,
Do that? I don't mind
Saskatchewan
that.
can take the entire end away by a freeze.
My board. What's it do here? Well, she just.
Linda makes a good point. I'll just wait till Cathy clears. You know, you could get the inside roll. I illustrated for you, but it's almost better to hit this, lose this one. That will go out that way and roll right to where Heather's putting her brush.
We won't have a shot.
Keep in mind that Alberta, Cathy Borst, has last rock.
She's been a terrific success story when you think about it. 95, lost the final.
In there? Top 4?
To Manitoba, Connie Lalaberty.
Talking about the draw now.
She's talking about the draw the other way.
Better. Here? Yeah. Edge of 4. Okay.
And of course, last year she made it to the playoffs.
That's what they've decided. Out-turn draw to the top of the 4-foot, trying to cut the path off for Saskatchewan. Hopefully covered so it can't be removed.
Where is it?
Where are we? Go back in.
Generally speaking, we're talking 14 seconds. That has been the average time hog to hog for a draw.
Still back there.
Whoa.
Back
Whoa.
there. Whoa. Just T.
Where are we?
Where are we?
T. Whoa.
Back 4 now. Back 4. Yep. Yep.
Boy, it's tough to stop it, eh?
Yours.
We've just seen this the entire tournament. Very tough to stop it.
It was just a little strong, though. The time was the same as we've seen. 13.5 is going to be deep. 14 is T-line.
Now, outside, see the brush, Linda Ray, outside that 4. Should they be inside it, do you think?
We don't know yet if it's going to swing out there or not.
She wanted to put this stone into this area here. I thought for a minute she was talking about maybe going this way behind there, but she wanted to put the stone right into this area here behind this rock. It slipped behind the tee line, so it now gives Cathy a chance to come down and sit right on top of it.
Yeah, red's kind of better at this point. Good thing about this one is.
Oh, yeah. I had way too much weight because you guys didn't really touch it at all. You know, the other thing, because we're dealing with frost already, if you're taking up to look, keep it clean, unless it's really wild or something.
So we saw 13.5 is a back 4-foot weight.
Line's got
Yep.
odds.
Right up.
Wait, only. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Right up. Whoa for line.
Gotta cut.
Gotta be in there. Line's fine. Line's fine. Come on. Come on. Line's fine. Come on.
Weight should be fine.
Come on.
Take it back. Carrie Linchikowski, Karen Daku right up on top.
Sorry, it looked like
I knew it was going to go hard.
My
I
God.
knew it was like.
And lost his turn again.
I know.
Yeah. I like board. Okay. So we got to hit it on the end. I just wanted to make sure they were taking a look.
Well, take a look. It's basically when it hits the hog line, still near the edge of the 4-foot band and comes right to center.
And she's a little fortunate because it did lose its turn again, and you could have stones change turn in that situation, but it slid across for her.
I was going to play board.
She can hit this, catch the corner of this, bang it off the red one, which will
really
jam on the back yellow one. She's going to throw board weight, good weight at this. Cathy wants more ice.
Queen. Yep. Yeah.
Now, out of her hand, quickly. Horn, Bomer, now it's off.
Whoa. Let it come. Whoa.
Catch the corner. Jammed it, spin off, too far. And Saskatchewan will steal one here in the first.
Sorry guys, I'm just really yelling at you. I just want to make sure we take out my prize.
stud.
Yeah, we just
And
got to watch because we lost it on this
boy, we're really playing both ways.
So he thinks he saved some money. Well, next time I'm calling Allied. Oh, geez.
Thank you, Canada, for making Allied the biggest and best in the country.
Precision engineering. Performance that nails you to your seat. But enough about the high-performance computers Dell built for Ford. What can we build yours to do? Call in for just $99 a month. You can lease this Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor, 64 megs of SD RAM, 8.4 gig hard drive, Microsoft Office Small Business Edition and Windows 95, a 17-inch monitor, 32X Max variable CD-ROM, an 8 megabyte AGP video card, even an X2 US robotics modem, and 24-hour tech support. The Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor. Pure performance for just $99 a month. Dell, what can we build yours to do?
The quest for the Cup continues with World Cup skiing on TSN. Catch the men's giant slalom Saturday right here on TSN. Power plus pride and perfection equals playoff position. Witness the March of Champions on TSN as our university athletes go for glory at the CIAU Finals. Both men and women fight for superiority in basketball, volleyball, and of course, hockey. So don't miss a heartbeat of the purest, most spirited series of sporting events this month. CIAU March of Champions on TSN.
Let's begin our updates in this 11th draw with Ontario and Manitoba. And Merklinger at 4-2 against Manitoba's Lois Fowler from Brandon at 2-4. And it's the team from the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa drawing against 1, 2, 3, 4 and needs a piece of the 4. And look at the brushing, the scrub that gets it there for 1. So Ontario's on the board looking to win their 4th straight. We want to show you the last 2 skip stones on Sheet C, the game between British Columbia, Yukon, Northwest Territories. Both teams at 3-3. This is Kelly Kalo representing the Yukon Northwest Territories out of the Yellowknife Curling Club. Trying to make the thin double. And she'll flash. And so that leaves it wide open for an open draw for 3 for Sue Garvey and her BC champions out of the Kamloops Curling Club. As we say, both these teams at 3-3 and like Trowell and Saskatchewan realizing 3 is a great place to be. 4 losses puts you in bubble trouble. 3, a great start for British Columbia, taking advantage of the miss by the team from Yellowknife. And in the game between Newfoundland and PEI, Heather Strong from St. John's with hammer at 1-5, opened with 2 against PEI, and Tammi Lowther from Charlottetown at 3-3. We had a record crowd of more than 7,300 the other night. And we've got another jam-packed audience here at the Agridome to watch Saskatchewan against Alberta. And the team from the Cali here in Regina opened with a steal of 1.
Well, Vic, and Lynn and I were talking about that last shot of Cathy's. I don't think it was possible to come across the face like she was trying. I thought, obviously by my comments, you must realize, I thought she was going to try and up the weight and catch just the corner, try and squeeze it sideways. The Red Rock would have jammed on the back one and maybe score a couple that way. But she was obviously trying to come across the face, Linda.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was there either. It didn't look like it to me. And I guess going back to her first call, that's where she got into trouble. She kind of waffled between the hit and the draw. And as soon as the draw came deep, I thought she was in big trouble. Cathy Trowell made the nice draw, and I, like you, didn't think she could squeeze it out the way she tried.
Her first call was to hit and roll away from there, which would have been fine, you know. Now Cathy Trowell has to make a draw to nothing with no backing, and she can make it. But if she does, you can follow her down, tap it back, because there's lots of movement there.
Where is it? Back 8. Back 8.
The Alberta second is Brenda Bomer.
Okay.
Okay, you should have.
Do you give me control, Wade? Hey. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Bumper.
Wall Wade's fine.
Okay.
Bumper.
It'll go though. We'll have to watch it. Down.
Whoa! No!
Okay.
No! No!
Wall.
No! Nothing!
Just wall, Kath.
No!
Just watch that 4-foot line, huh?
Get over.
No! No!
Over. Come on.
Atta girl.
Good shot.
Good enough.
And punches it out the back.
Now, in the last come around attempt, Brenda was deep, and remember, can't go too deep too soon. Another one of Linda's laws.
Got room.
I'm not sure what rule number that is.
No! No!
Room still. Where is it?
T-line. T-line.
T.
T-line. Coming. Needs
Okay,
it.
go now.
Needs
Go
it.
now. Yep. Hey, Brent.
Very nice shot.
Heather. Heather. About half.
I think you can give me about half weight at it. Okay? Okay?
Wait, tack.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. More than half?
Off.
More than half?
No.
Yeah, tack.
No, no, no. I'll get it. I'll
Got
get
it?
Here. Yep.
No, not quite far enough. That was a very nice come around by Alberta, and you see it will move in. Up the weight a little bit. It's tricky to get the tap back.
Looking for an 85. Yeah.
Okay, what's that? 85. Something new?
Maybe the 3.85. Backline to hog.
Line's good.
We're there. Line's tight. We're there on its own.
Close line. Stay close.
It's close.
Whoa.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Look at the brush from these
Round, are we round?
two, Horn and Bomer.
Yep. Yep.
Nice zone.
What's really nice for Alberta, as I say, is you can suck it in there pretty well. You can see it's about half buried with draw weight. As soon as you try to tap these, they go that little bit straighter, and it means, like the last one, it didn't go all the way out.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why you need so desperately in the game now the run backs, and the ability to play the run backs.
Christie's going to hit the open one.
We're up.
Yep.
Up. Yes.
Saskatchewan third, Christy Lewis here in the second.
Hurry! Hurry! Hurry hard, guys! Hurry hard! Hurry hard! Hurry! Hurry!
Got it.
No, no, no.
Nothing.
Waited for it to set and it just took off. We both just waited for it to set and it just
It
took
never
off.
did.
It never did. It just took off.
Did you feel like you threw? I didn't.
I thought
Waited
really
for it
watching
to
the
set.
release. I thought I threw it well. Like I
Well, I think there's a spot that's a little bit straighter.
Okay, it's all right.
And outside in, you don't normally see a lot of movement, but it's hard for us to tell from the hand or the slide path what she might have done. Gives Alberta a chance to go open side on the other side to sit 3.
No, it isn't. Yep.
Heather Godberson, who made a beauty with her first one.
Hard. Where is it? Help! Needs it. Hard!
Needs it, they say. So here comes Borst to join Bomer and Horn.
Hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
As far as they can.
That's great sweeping.
They get it, edge of the 8 tee line to lie 3.
Just come the other way. It's going to come down on the side. Good brush, ladies.
The importance of getting that back the extra couple of feet. Yes, the hit and roll is still there, but the double isn't there, and the roll is still will be a little bit deeper than before.
It's really clear in practice. So just be careful with it.
I'd rather hit a roll.
Yeah, as long as you get it.
2.
Okay. Well, that's okay. We got a great roll here. We can hit.
Hit and rolls required here.
Geez, that looks like too much ice. That's too much ice, Christy.
Mine moved here a little bit in practice.
It's too much ice.
Mine moved here in practice, though. We need the inside roll, right?
Yeah, but like the frost line's past the 4 foot.
No, I'm half wrong.
Yep. Just giving you control.
Okay.
Got to get it out for sure.
Yeah, you bet. Pretty firm. Rock, rock.
Cathy Trowell in her first.
Close.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
No.
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh.
And we'll go by the one at the back, too.
Now, she must have been right about the ice. She looked like she was happy with the way she threw it, and it just didn't come up for her.
9 to 7. She well through on the top of that.
Surprised me with that one. I think.
She's going to go in. I'm surprised.
Well, if she ever comes and takes, she'll just freeze right on top of that one, take away the whole end then. You know?
No, because we can set up a double, almost a triple by putting it on the middle.
Well, it curls in here real good.
I think I'd still go wide side.
Even if I'm short. The top 12, 14-3, right?
She's going to try and come right into the face of her own stone.
Cathy Borst.
71. Top 12. Room. Close. Whoa. Room. Room. Yep. Room. Top 12. Lots of room. We're coming to it. Room. Whoa. We're going to freeze. No, it's coming down. Coming down.
Yeah, it's got lots of weight.
Whoa.
Yes. We're going to bump it.
Hurry. Hurry. Bend it. Yeah. All right. Whoa. Whoa.
Boy, I tell you, that is a great shot.
Or they knew it. Great judgment. Hey, the communication between Godberson and Horn and Bomer.
That was a terrific shot. That's confidence for you.
Yeah.
If you had left it out a little bit, you might have set up a double.
I'm only going to get one of those out anyways.
Yeah. What about a hit and roll back there?
I'll tell you, that is confidence.
That just helps
The
with
girls,
like-
when she got
We
to the
can't
hack,
get into
said,
the
gee, why don't you go to the
just
open
take
side,
this one. We give her
She
3.
says, no, it comes in there
We
well.
can't give up 4. No.
And what she's saying is that, what she was saying, Linda, is that if I don't go there, and she goes there to the face of my
So open
stone,
us up then.
she can
You-
hold
you
me to
thought you
2
threw
and
that
maybe even
right?
1.
I'm not sure if Cathy would have played the draw, though, after scoring. Having scored in the first end, I think she might have still hit open rock, but that's, everybody's got their opinion.
What we talked about was
We take that out
Cathy
or we
Borst
can
going
draw.
over there again and leaving it, but she was confident in getting it in there. And
No,
she
we're
did
giving up
get
3
it there.
on the hit.
She was afraid of
could try
Cathy
and
Trowell coming and sitting her stone there, which would eliminate the 2 that you had over there.
If we're gonna try it, I'd rather play the run back double. Like rather than drawing. But I don't know how, or we take the other one and give him 3. What do you think?
Well, it's up to you. I mean, like, we could attempt to draw.
Well, what do you think?
But well, the run back.
I either like
think
the
you're
run
only gonna
back
get one. Anyways, there's only like the
or
room
the
for
hit on
error.
this one and concede 3. I don't like
You're
the
just
draw
wondering
was the
about
comment.
draw.
Yeah, right there. Well, then she's got this.
4, 3. 3 we need a deuce and we tie.
Yeah.
Run back now.
Oh, I've got to think about this now.
Do you want to call a timeout? Or should we come around this way?
Like, we got to completely bury or we're giving up 4.
Right.
If we give up 3,
Well,
we get a deuce and we got a tie game.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
The only
Like, I
way-
got to put it...
Yeah. The only way, if you draw around, you got to draw around this way because then it's not set up for them just to round those.
Yeah, and how am I going to get around that? I think the draw is really risky. It's the second end. You give up 3.
Yeah, you knew your draw weight in practice. You had it right in the pot.
No, I'm just saying, though, if I'm not buried,
Yeah.
she just pops us out of it anyways.
I know, but I guess it's like a call if you want to just, if you got the confidence, put it on the pot, even just a quarter around, halfway around. You know, chances are she might rack. Or she might jam on that one back there.
But we can't come this way. We have to go this way if you want to go.
If you go this way, though, she's got an automatic jam, ring ding on tars. This way is the only way, because if you get a quarter around
Yeah,
this
and
way.
that's just about impossible. So it.
I don't know about that.
No, but I'm just saying the room for error is just about nothing.
Well, then we're
I
top.
agree with
then
Cathy.
then we're right on top of them, and they have to draw, make a really nice draw for 3.
Okay, I'll agree to that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you're going to be here, you're like.
Okay, we can go back here.
Yeah, then we can go back here. But if you're short, we'll leave you up there, and then she's got to make a really nice shot. I think this is the call. I think a little more.
Well, she was swayed by her third, Christy Lewis. You like it?
Don't pop it then.
No. No.
I don't know.
I liked her reasoning about
Oh, we're in for a long game, folks.
if you give up 3, if we give up 3, we get
Yeah.
2 back. I like that. I mean, that's...
Then hit the back one.
Yeah,
Then hit the back one.
I don't know if I'd be playing this. But Cathy made a great shot. As I said, I thought she would be conservative. She made a absolutely great shot.
You could run the front and back, catch it on the top ribbon on the outside, and maybe kill all 3. Kevin Martin would have already thrown it.
Final stone for the Alberta skip. Or the Saskatchewan skip, pardon me, Cathy Trowell.
Clean all the way. Line's good. Line's good. Back tee's great.
Whoa.
Back tee's good. Don't let it rock. Yes. Yes. Get it by.
See, this is the problem with this shot. They thought about drawing to the front one and conceding, and then they thought about coming around it, and it's the halfway between shot.
I couldn't hear you. Yeah, you were.
That's okay.
Okay. Gonna wait this on control.
But that's all right. It's an early end.
I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea.
throw one here in practice?
I think it's running pretty straight
Yeah,
here.
the throw's here.
Everybody has their own opinion. I would be playing the run back for sure, trying to catch the double.
And if you didn't feel confident, I would have hit the open one.
Run backs have to be part of your game now. It's part of your game. They're tough, but you got to make them. They're nose hits.
Clean. Whoa. Almost normal. Clean. Whoa. 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 Clean. Clean.
Final stone, and it's a hit for 4 for Alberta. And there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alberta. Borst take advantage of a little indecision from Saskatchewan, and they now lead by 3.
Good.
All right, hi everybody. I'm Mike Told. Welcome back to TSN tonight. You know it, the Team Canada Hockey Club would have loved to have Paul Kariya in the lineup, and now the Anaheim Mighty Ducks are saying exactly the same thing as Kariya continues to suffer from post-concussion syndrome.
Like a knockout punch in box, it was right on the chin, and it was a bad place to be hit.
And, you know, it's the same place that I was hitting when I had the other concussion, and I don't think that helped. Every day I feel better in the morning, and as the day goes on, it goes downhill a little bit, but certainly, you know, when I look back where I was, it's a lot better.
So, yes, unfortunately, St. Paul's still out indefinitely. The NHL season will pick up, though, tomorrow night. Meantime, 7 games in the NBA. One of them, the Vancouver Grizzlies and the New Jersey Nets. The Nets lead 26-25 after 1 quarter of play.
Linda eats the same thing every weekday morning. Day after day, week after week. Toast is toast. Now Linda's eating Eggo waffles on weekdays. They're as quick as toast and a delicious change from the everyday. Kellogg's Eggo waffles. Lego your same old breakfast.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
The power of champions. Champions are made through consistent performance in good times and under pressure. On their triumphant return home, SAS Power congratulates the Schmerler team for its gold medal performance in Japan. SAS Power, proud sponsor of World Champions.
A chance for 4. And Cathy Borst makes the most of it.
Well, I said, if you're going to play this, you have to have total confidence that you're going to suck this one in. Cathy Borst's first rock of this end, she decides not to go open side, to bring it right in on top, Ray.
And your comments were, you know, really interesting, Lynn, and I couldn't agree more. She's very confident. Both Heather Gottfredson and the front end said, oh, I don't like this, you know, we do the rock. She says, I'm going in, otherwise she'll sit on top of me and take the end away. I can know the draw away, it'll curl here. Bang, she made it.
And so that puts Alberta on top 4-1 as they look to go and improve their record to 6-1. Updating Manitoba comes back. Lois Fowler from Brandon. They blank the second. Kelly Kalo from Yellowknife has the hammer there. And Newfoundland has the hammer back after PEI scored 1 in the second. Alberta has one, back 4. Saskatchewan has the hammer here in the third.
Leave it then.
2 centerline guards are up.
Lots of room, yeah.
Carrie Lynn-Chakowski.
Yeah, line's good. Yes, right up. Hurry. Hurry for line. Hurry.
Well, I tell you, it is finishing. Look at this walk sideways.
Move him over. Move him over.
This is more movement than we've seen so far.
Yeah, this is the most swing we've seen for sure.
Whoops. Sorry, you're too quiet.
that is Cathy. She is so quiet until she decides what she wants to do.
Right.
And then she
his roll?
And it's like when I was looking at her numbers, I sort of, when I look at her now, she seems like a different person than the first couple of days. She's just taking total control, and you can just see in her eyes the confidence.
I had a chance to talk to her too a little bit after Brandon and a couple of times, and she was really disappointed in her own personal play, you know, and she's come here with a purpose and a mission, and she's just determined, and she showed it in that sequence of calls and shots.
Whoa. Move it. Good shot.
Raise that one back.
Huh?
Raise that one back.
You can still do this for now.
Yeah, I guess say that.
Let's get one in there to work
say
with.
that for later. That should make it.
Okay, Karen, let's go. Yeah. We'll have to sweep all the way. It's fudging a bit.
I like her chances to win this thing. I really do.
Karen Dackler. Well, I don't think there's any doubt she was one of the favorites coming in based on
This looks good.
her experience.
Yeah, plus yours.
go then.
Yes, for line.
Pretty tough to pick a winner when
Yes,
you're talking
for
a
line.
field with Sandra Schmerler in it.
Hurry
But
for line. Come on.
seems
Hurry
pretty
for
focused
line.
to me.
Right up for line, guys. Push hard. Come on. Stand in there. Come on. Push, 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 push.
Gonna crash again.
That's all right.
13-4. Control. Cath.
My last one was good.
Got a little more weight. Yep. Maybe the same. It's close. Yep. Hard. Hurry. Hurry. Quick. Hurry. Shot.
You can even see now when the stones are rolling, they're really dying quickly, so they're all very aware of the frost and the draw weight, the rolls, everything will be affected by it. The building's very warm. It's been sitting all day with the players and the lights on, and a big crowd here again tonight.
Yep.
Let's go.
Clean. Clean. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Yes.
Karen
Hurry.
Daku.
Hurry. Hurry hard. Hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry.
Hit
Right up,
and
right
roll
up, right up.
possibly
Right
here.
up hard. Your way, Chris. I got it.
Right over.
Okay. It's good.
You have to roll much more.
I don't think it's moving that much here. You want to play this way? Oh my lord. Just down a bit. Forward or? It says control down. Okay, control down. Yours took off that time. Yeah, I know. Is that enough ice?
No, my own took off on center.
I know, but
Out there it ran real straight.
control down. Control! Yep, narrow. Control! Hard! Whoa, whoa, whoa! You have lots of weight! Whoa! Yep. Yes! Whoa! 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 Yep! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Good shot.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
They're just impressive.
Do you think that was control down?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just asking. It looked like pretty normal weight to me.
Yeah, I think she was a little tight and maybe a little up from
Okay,
what
we
they
have to
called.
get this one moved.
Nice combination.
Yeah. Better than that narrow and light combination that I used to
I don't
use.
know about hit weight. Whatever we do, we got
Actually, pardon me? No, I,
Yeah, but
no.
We can't play that kind of weight.
Actually,
have to
I'm
play
thinking
back.
like this.
Yep.
Yeah. We need points, so we have to move the rocks around like we did this morning.
Okay. Don't jump this maybe. I'm not sure what it's going to do.
They're afraid of having it fall back if you rush it too early?
Yes, lots of weight!
Yeah, they're very aware that it's got some spots that will really move though too.
No, then no. No. Okay.
It's like hit.
Remember, Saskatchewan has the
That's all
hammer
right.
here in the
Yeah.
third, trailing 4-1. But they're having to play everything as if
Top
they're
8 or
trying to
top
catch
12?
up because Alberta's just making everything.
Short's okay. Short's okay.
fine.
That's right.
Short is
Right
fine.
here.
Good
Throw
call,
12,
Cathy.
you guys can take it 8.
This is the best defense is a good offense.
Really
Instead of
cuts in here,
hitting the
doesn't it?
open one and playing it open when you're up
So
3
we
points,
gaslight
just keep
Katie?
going at them.
And not only that, if you
Okay.
hit the open one and she gets in on top of you, it just takes the whole end. You got to play this shot. There's just no question. This is like being
That looks light. 4. Yep. Stay
turning for
close.
home, 4.5,
We're
5 in
there.
front, and giving the
Roll,
lay and the
roll.
whip
Lots
in.
of room. Lots of room. Clean. Yep. Lots. Coming down. Yep. With the girls.
Just not loping home.
Hurry! Hurry! 8 4
It's got lots of weight. It's just the line they're worried about. It's a
Little
bit
too
too
deep.
deep.
Yeah, it's way too deep.
Had to sweep it to get it by. Now, the nice thing for Alberta is they've closed down the area that Saskatchewan can get some rocks into, and even if Christy makes the perfect freeze, they can sit one right on top of it again, and then how do you get two?
There's a chance for Christy to make a really good shot for her skipper and kind of get the pressure turned around a bit.
Hurry for line.
Carrie Lynchikowski is closest to the stone.
Come on.
Karen Daku out in front.
Okay, whoa, 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 whoa,
Now
whoa,
they'll back off and right up on top.
Come on, finish, 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 finish.
Now they will spin off a little bit.
Pretty nice shot, just the same.
Still moving good though.
Well, we've always heard about Linda's laws, but here are Linda's other laws. Always wear a seatbelt. You must put out. There are no gimmies, Linda. Never drink house wine, of course.
That's Ray's law, I
Yeah.
think.
Don't mix plaids and stripes, of course. And never give out your date of birth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are great.
That's very
Must
good.
putt out.
It's a problem with curling in the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Once they have your bio, everybody knows everything.
This is a weight shot. You can't overthrow this. You'll get no results. Strictly a back 8-foot. Back 8-foot weight.
Back line up. No. I got hack. No. Got hack. No. Nothing. At least hack. Nothing. Off. Off.
No, just too much weight.
Yeah, it just overthrew it.
Too much ice. Too much weight. Shoot.
More than the ice, I think it was the weight.
We put
guard
for one.
No, guard and then draw in again.
Three is right to the
here.
right to
Okay.
the three
Yeah,
is right
actually,
to the
yeah,
face
you're right.
of it.
Okay.
Has to be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Nice shot by Christy Lewis, to kind of get this end turned around a little bit. Cathy had a chance, but
We need a deuce. And right now, all she's going to do is just put freeze on there and hold us to one. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's
So
get
our
the line.
corner's not bad, because I think their red would be in the way if she tried to pop us out. So we're better off showing her, like, we don't want her to be able to freeze. They're walking hard. And
We'll
it's
have to
keen,
watch
hey?
Kath, because I hate getting off the sweep.
Yeah, I know. I'll give you, like, yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah, I'll give you, try not to give you too much. And that was part of it last
Let's
time.
get the line, eh?
Now, they're talking about the fact that they prefer to have to sweep the whole way just because they're worried about lifting the brushes at all and having the frost pick up the stone and take some weight off it. So throw it to the sweepers.
Got the weight. Whoa, take a look. Where's the weight?
And that means a 14-second draw.
Yes, for line. Hurry. Hurry for line.
Oh, it's now up to Zhikowski and Daku. Desperate to get it by the first one. Can they get it by the second one?
No, she had the perfect weight.
just lifted the brushes early, and it looked like
Sweep
she...
all the way, we don't do that, eh?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Huh?
If we sweep all the way on those, you hold the line.
Yeah, you have to
You're
hold.
just cleaning.
Can't hold it. Yeah. That weight was close.
Weight was perfect.
Use your sweepers, bud.
Okay, that's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Half plus. At least half.
The last thing that Godberson said to Borst as she slid away, use your sweepers.
And she's just going to draw one right to the face of that stone on the button.
Was it like 15? Yeah, it's fast. Well, she does 40. Yeah.
Cathy Borst
Yep. Line good.
trying to hold
Yes! Whoa,
Saskatchewan to a single here.
line on line!
Look at Bomer. Lean on it. Horn out in front.
Hurry!
Dragging it all the way. Here comes Godberson.
Go, 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 hard. Hurry,
Right
hurry,
to
hurry,
it.
hurry, hurry.
Oh, they just suck it by. And right up on top.
That was the difference. And Carrie Lynn Tchaikovsky said it best of all. You got to throw it to the sweepers. And that's what Cathy did there. Out of her hand, it looked light, but they hammered it all away. And had the brushers been able to go the same way with Cathy Trowell's, it looked like she'd overthrown it a wee bit. So they pulled up to start with, and then they just lost it. And that's Carrie Lynn is absolutely correct.
Just with back 8 weight, then you can't.
Very interesting sheet of ice.
Well, yeah, I can, because if this hits it, if it hits too thick, it goes to here,
but
and
you have
then they get one.
To get 2, that's the only shot we have for 2.
Yellow is shot
You don't
rock.
take one and steal forever?
No.
Time out.
We're talking about the angle raise on the other yellow, but worried about the dangers involved with it.
Half a rock into
half a rock. All you have to do is move this to here. All you have to do is move it off the button. Angle raise under this one.
Yeah. If you
just with back 8 weight.
We have one.
Back 8 weight.
Just a minute here. Think this out. We have one. It's a third end. If it doesn't work, we're going to give up a point.
We can't be chicken either.
Well, we can.
It'll work.
We can do the angle raise for 2.
Well, that's what we're looking at.
That's what we're trying to go angle.
I'm thinking
clip
play
this
him
one.
way to go for 3
All this has to do is move to here, you guys.
There's no 3
Play
here.
back 8 weight. Play back 8 weight.
No, because we're shot rock. We're shot rock. The only way to get 2 is for this.
So we're going to get 2. Shot.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying.
Do you want?
Is if this hits this one with hit weight?
No.
It'll spill this
No,
way.
no, it won't.
No, it won't.
This is just going over this way.
That shooter's going that way.
No, but this one will get rubbed.
No,
back.
this one's going this way.
This one's going this way.
Straight up the side if we hit.
This is hitting here.
You just got to tap this into here. That's all you have to do.
All you got to do is hit this corner.
Half a rock.
I think control weight.
But I don't
think
want to
control.
throw big weight. Not big weight.
I think all you need is back 8, back 12 weight.
That's not even bad.
Because
even
all you just have to knock this to here.
Well, the problem with back 12 weight is line.
Yeah, line.
Is line. I can't control line with back 12 weight.
If you play control, you can double your own out and give up 2.
Cass, how about wall? Do you know wall?
Okay.
Time's up.
Time's up.
What about
What do you
wall?
think you can get line for?
You call for line. You've been seeing them come.
Okay, you guys are worth the risk. Doesn't work, we're giving up a point.
If we play control,
that's why we can't play very much weight.
You gotta play like back 12.
Right?
It's a hard line.
Weight's a big
That's what come
gamble.
across the face.
It's been hanging. It's been hanging. Remember? Remember my hack? I threw too much and it hung.
Okay.
So what are you throwing?
Okay, I'll give you back line.
Yeah. Don't you think?
No, I don't.
Throwing it though.
It really appears, and they're a great spot, and they should be smiling.
Whoops.
It really appears here that Cathy Trowell wants to take the more conservative approach and has now for a second time been talked out of it.
Leave it. Like, you guys call the line.
I agree, Vic. Yeah, she...
Well, it's just that, it's only the third
Sing to
end.
them.
We take a point. We're only 2 down. We only have to steal twice.
Cathy Trowell wants to take the sure point.
Well, I
She
think
doesn't
we
like-
are, but I think that there's an opportunity here.
She doesn't like the fact that when she plays quiet weight, she feels that they can't hold the line as well. So 2 things she's worried about.
Because
No, I don't.
confident in it.
Well, it's just that there's a lot of room for error, eh?
Well, then don't throw it.
What do we need for, whatever you want to throw?
Well, no, I mean like it's
You got to be confident
Okay, we'll go for
in
the
it.
deuce.
So
Okay.
I don't know.
Giving you back line.
Okay.
Would you like to call, Ray?
I would be playing it, but that doesn't necessarily make it right.
We talked yesterday at Casino Regina about having to gamble, and maybe this is one of the times one of these teams at 3 losses is going to gamble. Half a stone, they said, for 2. There it is, the angle. Oh, and did they get away with it?
They had to brush it all away. It's just a line call.
Did they get away with it?
I think it's still yellow.
Yeah, I do too. But it was there. They had the shot made. You had to hammer it all the way.
It's 1 yellow.
I never know. I hate this job. Yeah, I believe it's 1 yellow.
Yeah, 1 yellow. 1 yellow.
1 yellow.
That's
They just pick up the brushing right here, Vic. If they hammer it all the way, it's a line call. You know it's going to break. You have to anticipate the break, Lou, don't you think? You know it's going to break there.
Yeah, she had lots of weight. They had to catch the outside, so sweeping was needed.
No, I knew that, but it's just
at the end.
and that's what I was worried about was
Saskatchewan and Trowell.
It was going to be so hard to hold.
Gamble.
It was close if we would have swept all the way down.
Oh, I know.
They got away with it.
It almost like we were just. Oh yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah. Just
No sure if we go.
Purex has gone to great.
Let's begin our updates for you with Ontario against Manitoba as they play in the third of a 1-1 tie. And Merklinger from the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa with the hammer against Lois Fowler from Brandon, Manitoba. Ontario trying to win their fourth in a row, improved to 5-2. Final stone. Bump up for 3. I don't know if she was trying to sneak in there curling for another one, but she played the double raise and got 3 out of it. British Columbia, Yukon Northwest Territories. Final stone for Kelly Kalo. Trailing 3-0, playing the third against Sue Garvey. Makes the double, and they'll bounce around, and when they come to stump, she'll pick up 2. Garvey has the hammer back, playing for Newfoundland against PEI. It's 2-1. Newfoundland leading. They play the third. Final stone for Heather Strong out of the St. John's Curling Club against Tammi Lowther from Charlottetown. And watch where they go. The shooter will roll too far. It's a steal of 1 for PEI, and they're all tied 2-2 going to the fourth. Here at the Agridome on this Tuesday evening, the 11th draw of the Scott Tournament of Hearts. 4-2, Alberta leading. Saskatchewan gets 1 in the third. Alberta and the team from Edmonton has the hammer here in 4.
Line's great.
Saskatchewan put the first one up, and Alberta made a nice come around. It was a little bit deep, and it got tapped back even more. That's the redstone at the back. Kate Horn, in attempting to peel off the centerline guard, actually ticked the yellow one over. That's why it's now top 4. So an interesting series of shots. And Kate was a little bit wide on hers, and you can see her numbers aren't as high as we have seen during the week. But it did mean that she popped the one out from behind the guard, and now Brenda's going to have a chance to get rid of it.
I really don't think, just going back to the Cathy Trowell's last shot, I don't think she could throw it any better than she threw it. It's a hard call for Christy Lewis, but it was definitely a line call. You had to anticipate the break, and when they didn't brush it almost half the way at least, it just caught the break and it was gone. Because you could hit it thin anywhere and not hurt the situation.
What about a hit and roll, Cath?
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
Easy up here.
I like that because we gotta.
Yeah, we gotta still defend ourselves.
Yeah. Let's get this, Karen. Watch the spot, guys.
Easy.
Karen Daku, who has played at a provincial level
No.
in women's
No.
fastball.
Close. Yes. Yes. Hurry. 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 Whoa. Sorry, my fault.
Okay.
Having trouble.
Good throw, Karen.
One of the notes in reading the ice was just that, reading ice and anticipating curl and all those kind of things. It's easy to talk about and sometimes tough to do, but it's another one of the elements of this game. We talk about communication, we talk about ice reading, we talk about the communication, we talk about all the things, and the teams that have them, I mean, that's what makes Sandra so difficult, so tough. They have all those things.
No.
Sure, they make mistakes, but they don't make them very often.
No.
And when they get their chances, they pounce on you, and that's whether it be the Denver Broncos,
yes,
or the Colorado Rockies, or the Montreal Canadiens, whoever it may be. When you get your opportunities, you have to put the puck in or score the 7, whatever it is. It's the
Brenda
same.
Bomer made the hit and roll across the face. Christy Lewis. But has the ice changed, do you
Lots
think,
of room.
Linda, in a way that maybe Trowell and Saskatchewan aren't adjusting to yet?
What do I got?
I don't think it's changed in that. I think the pattern tonight is the same as the pattern last night, where during the day the ice continued to move more, and so in your last game of the day, you have to be more aware of anticipating the swing than in your first.
Right back.
That isn't easy, but it's something that by Tuesday you have to realize that that pattern has established itself.
And you're right on. You're right on.
Line.
It's moving more tonight, and you kind of know that's going to happen as it softens up like this. It's really warm. It's a full house again. What support I've been getting here, and unbelievable.
Heather Godberson.
Tight.
Whoa! We got half!
Whoa, off!
Got half! Go! Off!
Off!
No!
No.
Nothing!
Got nothing yet.
Nothing!
Is that too much?
Kind of set that.
Coming up at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific. Catch up on the NBA with In the Paint, and then from the hardwood to the ice and NHL cool shots. Back to back at midnight Eastern, 9 Pacific on TSN.
Same way. This way's good. I'd rather be
Hey,
showing
go
this
come
side.
that same way, go.
Let's go.
Now, if we remember back to the second end, the last time we were coming this direction, Alberta was first served around the guards and forcing Saskatchewan to make those taps. And it's just that difference. You can suck them with draw, and with the tap, it hangs that much straighter. So Saskatchewan's trying to use that same philosophy and catch Alberta in that spot.
Leave it go.
You got to get this to the face of it. You got to get even shorts fine, short of the rings. You just can't set it up.
Come on, tuck it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
No.
There she.
Yeah. I mean, you take the same stone, put it on top of the 4-foot. If it curled a little more, and now you're really in a position to steal.
Throw any weight.
We're same weight.
Okay. Get straight if you throw any weight. What did I have?
Can she avoid the jam at the back here, Linda, do you think, or do she squeeze both of them out?
If you could see the whole thing, you could double them out, but it's a little bit covered, so they have to play it more quietly. They can certainly get both rocks moving.
Heather Godberson, Alberta, leading 4-2, and they have the hammer.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Way more weight! Oh!
She threw that one cleaner, though. The first one, she kind of set a little bit, and then set it back a little bit, and it ran straight for a while.
Get them going, she said.
This is something. This one?
She moved them back, though.
I have to try and get
in there.
I think a freeze there is as good as anything. Well, I don't know. We know this way. Like this way, we're asking it to come a long way.
You're right.
And we know this way.
Okay.
Okay. That's a little bit more than yours. We got to hurry up here
well,
too.
Okay. It's just that I had button weight and it never came.
Well, they never swept it.
Yeah, they did. They swept it. They cleaned it.
Okay.
Why
There's a
this
little more
way
ice
with the
in
outturn
Christie's,
as
'cause we
compared
just
to the
whacked the
intern
corner-
coming in there?
corner
She
in
knows
on
the weight.
top of that.
She knows the weight ice very, very well.
Well,
this
just
way,
T-line
that's for
weight.
sure.
Christy was just a little heavy, hey?
Yes, she was.
Well, no, I want to sit on top of it. If we corner, we will be shot.
Okay. Yeah, you're tucking around, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll get it there.
Corner freeze, and the weight is the essential thing. It will curl in if you have the right weight.
Okay. Got weight.
Weight's there.
Line's close.
Cathy
Lines,
Trowell.
yeah.
Weight's there.
Yeah.
For line?
We got a little bump.
No, line. Yes. Yes, for line. We got bump.
Yes.
Yes.
Got bump.
Hurry. Hurry. We're losing it. Losing it.
card is straddling
Still
center
too much
line, so
weight.
that's exposed.
Still too much weight.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of junk at the back, huh?
What's it do, Cathy?
It'll bend.
What kind of weight you throwing?
I'm gonna throw like board.
How much can she see, Lou? Almost all of it?
It looks that way. Maybe just a corner hidden.
It's board weight.
None of the numbers that spectacular yet tonight. Some interesting shots have been made, though.
I would have given a lot of points to Cathy Borst for her first one in 4, I'll tell you that much.
I can't throw draw down to these ones.
In
I
2,
have to
yeah,
throw.
that's
I
right.
meant in 2.
Yeah, where they got the 4 points.
You can have to
Yeah,
throw.
right.
Board! Might be a little up. Yep. Oh, board! Whoa. Yep. 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 Wait, skip. Yes. Hard. Hard. Hard, 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 hard. Whoa. Whoa. You're waiting a little bit, Katie.
Squeeze it through.
Sorry, Vic. You have to give Heather Goddardson a lot of... She is a much different player this year, too, in the maturity of playing that third position, which is new to her, because, you know, she's very definite about her calls, and Christy's just a little bit,
Pretty good, eh?
you know, just a little bit of indecision on some of hers. And that just comes with experience, too. It's, you know...
I think that might be a little too much ice. Yeah.
Alberta.
I think we're going to play right on.
Red, it's line
You have to
3.
center on your guard on the edge. I have to put it right on it.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, I think that's still a little too much ice.
This could be a very quick
I
game.
said that's still a little too much ice. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, we're all good. I think we're okay. No, I think we're okay. Get out there too far. I think the weight will be the same.
The guard's long, so it's really not a factor.
Right down on top, Linda.
Intern freeze.
No line.
Line's
Trying
good.
to hold them to
Line's
one.
great. Line's great.
Facing 3, Cathy
Line
Trowell.
is great. Yes, wait! No, wait! Hurry! Hurry! Don't let him pop. Don't let him pop. Just do it.
All the way. Got pop. Got pop. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Right over, right over.
Well, halfway in between. She was trying to come just to the face of it. Then at the last moment, they tried to get it to spill over the face of the other red ones, but this one can be removed.
Punch it back for 4.
Just back line.
Just back line.
Playing this very quietly. Cathy has been worried about this spot. As I mentioned, with a little extra weight, it is much straighter.
Clean. Got back line. Plus. Whoa. No. Whoa. Just plus. Just whoa. Plus. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. 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 Hard.
Now they got to punch it through the hole, remember? Trying to avoid the jam. Punch it through the hole. There it is. Now have a look. They've got 3. Is it 4? It's
Yep.
the 2 yellows.
I
The yellow and the red. There we go. Have a look.
I think it's red.
4. Yeah.
There's your indication of a... There's your indication. I mean, absolutely played perfectly. Good call by Heather Goddardson. Keep it clean, keep it clean. When Cathy was saying no, no.
Okay, we need an 8-under.
Good for you.
4, definitely. It's definitely 4. Okay, just play for fun here. Yeah, just keep going.
All right, once again, welcome back to TSN tonight, everybody. I'm Mike Told. We'll get you back to curling in just a minute here. But first to the NBA, and we're watching a couple of teams riding 3-game losing streaks, obviously looking to change that. I'm talking about the Vancouver Grizzlies and the New Jersey Nets. And let's talk about the highlights, because away we go. Kerry Kittles separating Abdur Rahim from the ball, gives it to Sam Cassell, gets it back for the jam. but the Grizz would come right back. Per Rahim with the nice pass to the man they love to call Big Country, and that's an easy finish, and the Grizz trail, but just by 5. The Nets start to run and gun, though. Cassell lobs it up to Williams. Boom! The Nets by 1 after 1. Second cue, Anthony Daniels with a great pass inside to, by George. That's George Lynch. He would finish up, and a pair of fabulous 50s on the board at halftime. Should mention that the Grizz have never beaten the Nets, so they're in a position to do that. From the NHL, bad news. Paul Kariya, he's still suffering from post-concussion syndrome. He is out indefinitely. We'll get you back to the Scott after the break.
Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. We got them small, we got them round, we got them big, we got them long. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. For 4-inch cars and heavy trucks, bring on in parts and you will find. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts. For quality, we have the line for top performance every time.
UAP Napa, the right brand for the job.
Superior parts for every type of range, you know, is built just right. Auto parts, auto parts, auto parts.
Available at Auto Pro and UAP Napa member installers.
Since 1982, Scott's Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
You know, and off the record, you just never know what our guests will do.
You don't want to be caught, Mike. Oh, squeeze tighter, tighter, tighter.
Robin, were you?
Right up high.
That was good. When are you going to do the kick?
You grab here, so you can tuck the head down, and then you come over the top.
All right. Okay.
Give him a finish. Give him a finish. Power slam him, baby.
It's Off the Record, weeknights on TSN.
Let's update the game between Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island as they play 4 in a 2-2 tie. Final stone for Heather Strong from the St. John's Curling Club. A first time skip at this Scott Tournament of Hearts at 1-5. Playing Tammi Lowther, another of the newcomers, and looking for the inside roll, but can't get that stone off the button. A steal of 1 for PEI, and they're up now 3-2, playing 5. That's the score of our featured game. 4 in the second, 4 in the fourth, 8-2. Ontario is up on Manitoba, playing the 5th by a couple, and it's a 2-point lead for BC over the team from Yellowknife. Now, you've got to keep your humor about you, I guess. It's disappointing, to say the least, for Saskatchewan and Cathy Trowell. She says we need an 8.
Yep.
But she says, let's go out now and have some fun.
Where are we going?
Freeze it to the button.
Well, full credit to Cathy Borst, because even when it looked like she could just defend after getting that big 4 in the second end, she kept applying the pressure, and made some terrific shots. And as I say, the confidence that is oozing from her right now, I would be happy if I've already met her in this competition, and I'm not about to meet her.
Come on. Okay, whoa, can't use it if it goes too far.
This is a live update for you. Ontario, Manitoba, as they play the 5th. 4-2, Ontario leading, playing the Red Stones. And Ontario appears to be lying 1, back button. This is a draw for a possible 2. Now, she needs every piece of the 4-foot she can. Merklinger from the Rideau in Ottawa, but looks like she'll come up light. She's now going to try to avoid tapping up the yellow. She won't tap it up, so it's 1 for Ontario in 5. They'll go to the 5th end break. Ontario up 5-2 as Merklinger looks to go to 5-2.
What was it you said to me today about Snow White, Linda?
Oh, yeah, I said, looking at the stats, I said, well, I think Snow White is now awake. Because when I looked at the numbers, the first few games, not so great, maybe not what she's up to. And boy, now she's just on a roll.
Yeah, for sure.
Back 8.
And if you could ever plan that so that your first games weren't as good as your second half of the week, that would be very nice. Now, sometimes you do that and you get into big trouble and lose too many. They've been playing well enough in the first and just so well now.
Back 8 for sure.
Okay, I kind of should have called it earlier. It's all right.
That's okay.
This might go on to that one, but okay. Throw peel this time. Catch the inside. Detail. Peel.
Brenda Bowman.
Yep. Hard. Hard. 3. Roll the shooter. Oh, good shot.
Gets them both off the center line.
And through the hole.
Yep.
I mean, when you're hot, you're hot. When they're going for you, they're going for you.
They weren't sure of the angle. When those rocks are frozen, they come off at different angles, but perfect roll through the hole for Brenda.
Sometimes everything just falls in place.
Yeah, gotta go. Yep, yep. Right up.
We had
Line's good.
before supper we sat with you and I sat with Jan Becker and Joni and Sandra and Marcy. They were talking about the last shot. Joni was talking about the last shot that Mary Manitoba made against them, and that had to come probably only a half an inch more and to make her shot. And Joni said, well, what you don't know, Ray, is that I'm a witch, and I'm the best witch. She said, and I hex, and no one can hex like me. I laughed.
That's unfair advantage, I think.
Yeah, that is, using those extrasensory powers. Or good peel. Joni was taking the kids to the water slide at the Delta tonight.
Yeah, they were having a nice evening with the kids.
Yeah,
And we know they've been so busy.
Away so much.
In fact, they get this draw off and again on Wednesday morning, so it's a bit of time away.
It's been a tough, it's been not tough.
Tight.
It's been a wonderful 3 years
line's
for
good.
them,
No,
4
we're
years for
good.
them, but
Line's
it's a lot of time, a lot of hours, a lot of commitment. We've said all those things before, but it
Wide open.
it really is
What do
difficult.
I have, guys?
The rewards, obviously, standing on the podium in Kaorizawa was something they'll never forget and experience. The walk-in and Nagano and all those kind of things. That you're one of very few that's had the chance to experience them. But it's a dedication. You know, our viewers and everyone has to keep in mind that these people are not making their living doing this. This is a labor of love. And, they're entertaining a lot of people.
Whoa! Almost control! No. Almost control! Whoa! Chip it the other way? No, let it come. Let it come. Hard, Kath. Hard, Kath. I threw it ugly.
Updating the game between British Columbia and the Yukon Northwest Territories. It's 4-2. Sue Garvey from Kamloops leading. Kelly Kalo from Yellowknife. This is the final stone for Kalo with a record of 3-3. British Columbia also at 3-3. So this is an all-important game for both these teams. And she's drawing against a couple sitting top 8 foot. Now Don Moses is out as well to help and try and drag it as far as they can. But it'll come up way light. Won't even make the ring. Steal of 2. And so it's Sue Garvey up now 6-2 as they go to the 5th end break.
This Saskatchewan was trying to come to the face of the red one, but the fact that it snuck half around that, or corner around that red one is making Cathy just think about drawing
No,
here.
you're just gonna jam and roll out anyway. Okay, I'm up there. These are sweepers.
Really?
You just got to shake them off. You
Oh, I know. I'm just not curling well again.
That's all right. Just shake it off and come out again. I mean, just throw now. We're just here to throw, relax, enjoy it.
I know. It's just hard when it's on TV.
Yeah, it's tough. And you see, that's the thing. And we feel for you.
And she's being as honest as you can be, and that's the way you have to be. You know, there's no point trying to excuse things or trying to find reasons, other reasons than what the truth is. You know, because all you do is hurt the whole team. And no one feels worse than Christy. She's not playing well, and she's not the only one, by the way.
No,
out
that's
there.
right.
She's not out there by herself.
No.
That 8 points didn't all come from her. But that's the beauty of the toughest part of the big game, Linda, is that as you move down the line from second to lead to second to third, then the responsibilities get greater, the shots get tougher, you feel more of the pressure, you take more of the blame on yourself.
No, it's true. The pressure increases, and that's why I think they're handling it very well, because they started off so well with the 2 wins. They got the crowd behind them, and then the difficulties started, and it's natural. We've talked about all the things that happen at these tournaments.
No, actually, you need more than
But if they can get through this, if they can weather this, and we've said, even if they lose this game, which it appears they might, they still have a chance to make the playoffs with 4 losses. We have no idea what the record will be at the end of the week that will make a tiebreaker or even a playoff situation. And if they can weather all of this, they will be a much better team for it, because I know the times that I played badly or the times that I made mistakes as a skip, I learned way more than when I walked off the ice after a win.
Behind the team, but that's okay.
Let's get this.
Yeah, you know it now. Did you know it then?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I think these players have played enough. They haven't just walked in after playing a year or two. They put a lot of time into this game, and they realize it takes work.
I know you've both appeared on TV as we watch Cathy Trowell throw her first here. Ray in the Nara when TV was black and white, very fuzzy. But you
with rabbit ears. Did you remember rabbit ears?
Of course.
Yes, Chris.
Need the double here. Yes. Oh, and
jammed it at the back.
Had to brush it.
Well, what did you tell yourself when you were on TV?
Did
you, sorry, Ray. Did you tell yourself anything about being on TV?
I think it's like any experience. Any of the things that you think are maybe difficult, you have to look at them as a challenge and a positive experience in the long run. And I want to say I'm a ham for liking to be on television. It's nothing like that, but I think it means that if you're on television, you're in contention at the Scott Tournament of Hearts, and you draw on that positive, and you say, this is great. I have the chance to be out here playing.
It's not, like I said, don't beat yourself up.
Oh, no, not at all. I'm not. I just, I want to make every shot now.
Guard, give me the... If we're not on the guard.
You could say you're a ham if you want.
You would agree with that, wouldn't you? I don't know. Vic's pretty good as the actor in the trio.
I guess she's good.
There's no question about that. That was a skit beyond skits.
Yeah, that's true.
Here? Yeah. Not in? What's that? Not in? No. Here?
Well, I tell you what, if she goes top 4 with this one, or do you?
She's just gonna bite the 12 foot.
Like here?
Just guard it, huh?
Could go around the guard too.
For second shot, sometimes second shot is your best
I didn't want
guard.
to put it in because that would give her a chance for 3.
Yeah. That's one of Ray's rules, isn't it?
Tight is okay. Line is most important.
Yes, that's one of my rules for sure.
Linda's laws, Ray's rules.
Easier chance for double because we can split open and she can go big.
Okay.
Yeah.
In my house, Linda, it's Janie's rules.
I don't mind showing her this corner.
And I do what I'm told.
I need to go. No, 88. Yep. You can go.
Borst in her final stone.
Got a bend.
Tell you what this has done is absolutely taken this crowd out of it. And they came expecting to see a show tonight from Trowell and Saskatchewan, as they would expect. But boy, oh boy, they are just on their hands.
Great brush.
Another terrific brushing front end. They're so high in their brushes, like Joni and Marcia. And lots of body weight power on top of the brush.
Wow, the raise back double for
hard.
2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's draw.
Can she get
There's
to this?
a double if you want to play it for 2.
Can she get enough of this to hold the shooter, squeeze it out, and possibly score
Okay.
3 here? Or does that,
We can play the raise back for 2.
Yeah, it'd be for 2 because you'd be running a stone that's not in fully in the 12-foot, so your shooter would be out.
There's just no way of making this shot coming to that stone at the back of the 4 and punching it out and rolling your shooter over. You couldn't do that. You couldn't skinny it.
Do you see what you need, Christy?
You know what I'm saying?
No, she's playing the right shot.
The double is there, though, for 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
Run back.
I just had too much weight.
Maybe what she should have tried in 2. Got to be part of your arsenal. If you don't have the run back shot, you're going to go to the games without something that everybody else has.
Close.
Give them something to cheer about here at the Agridome.
So if you're a young team across this country, you have to be prepared to play them.
No, never. Okay.
No, it's not their night.
One red one.
It's not their night. 1 red means 1 for Alberta, and it's a 9-2 game.
Straight. Is that it?
Good Sam, great.
You guys, it's 9-2.
Cathy Trowell just talking it over with her team, and it might be time to say let's have an early evening. 9-2 after 5.
What?
We'll take a break. We'll tell you about their decision, if there is one, when we come back. Alberta is in control here.
I think they're going to come in and play a couple games, a couple ends. Actually, why not? I'll go on.
No, that's...
Started with a pair of boots. Kodiak boots, actually. And it just grew from there. It grew from boots to shoes. From shoes to clothing. Everything to dress you up or dress you down. Oops, not that far down. You could say that wearing Kodiaks has taken on a whole new meaning.
Well, if I had money, I'd tell you what I'd do. I'd go downtown, buy a Ford truck or 2. I'm crazy about a Ford truck. Lord, I'm crazy about a Ford truck. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road. I'm gonna buy me a Ford truck and cruise it up and down the road.
For the last 2 years, Canada's best-selling trucks have been Ford trucks.
When AT&T Canada started this Dime Time thing, I said to myself, Dime Boy, you gotta be a part of this. Call anyone in Canada, any evening, any weekend, for a dime or less. Who needs the phone? Dime Time someone you love, okay? I'm no hero. I'm just trying to get Canada talking. One dime at a time. New Dime Time, only from AT&T Canada.
Any experienced driver will tell you, to know where you're going, you have to know where you've come from. Get a trackside perspective with a Formula One preview. TSN Motorsports takes you inside the 1998 edition of the world's fastest circus. The Formula One preview. See it and live it. March 3rd on TSN.
I know you haven't had a lot to cheer about. You're hoping for Saskatchewan and Trowell, but you know, sorry, it's Alberta. She could be the winner this year. Stay with us right after the game for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Super 8 Motels.
I've seen every card there is. Thousands of cards. Super 8's VIP card. It says, congratulations, your reservation is guaranteed, and you get 10% off. Life's great at Super 8.
The 1998 Scott Tournament of Hearts from Regina, Saskatchewan on TSN is brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue, the perfect combination of softness and strength.
Welcome back to the Scott Tournament of Hearts. Our featured game is in its 5th end break, and it's 9-2. Alberta leading. And when you crack a couple of 4s, Linda, that will help you get to 9 pretty quickly.
Well, we don't want to point out the fact that Saskatchewan is just having one of those games. So let's just highlight the fact that it's Alberta that is playing better. Now look at, even so, look at the numbers here aren't that great, but it's the key shots they have made in this game. The ends they went for 4, they made the absolute perfect shot. So it just shows you numbers don't tell the whole story, except the ones on the scoreboard are telling a big story here.
We'll take another break, then come back with more from this 11th draw of the Scott Tournament of Hearts in Regina.
It was about the time that gold was discovered on Bonanza Creek that the Canadian Bank of Commerce set out on one of the great human adventures in Canada's history, the epic trek to the Klondike.
It was terrible out there. I can't imagine.
They'd been asked to open the first official bank.
In your letter, when you described the trip over the mountain,
Sure, there was plenty of gold, all right, and plenty of ways to spend it, too. But the men knew they could trust the Canadian Bank of Commerce.
As far as the new bank is concerned, I'm extremely well satisfied with the efforts.
You see, the bank was there on behalf of the Dominion government, and they could see beyond the glitter to a larger dream, a dream called Canada.
You're awaiting life and
your loving and devoted husband, Wilfred.
When you never forget where you came from, you can see more clearly where you're going. As in the past, CIBC will continue to play a pioneering role by investing in Canada's vision of the future.
Hi, CIBC. How may I help you?
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
Some of us thrive in wet situations. Scott towels are no exception. Thirsty Scott towels are so absorbent and strong you can trust them to soak up quickly, which is a good thing. For most of us. Scott towels, always thirsty for more.
Welcome back to the Agridome. Vic Rutter along with Linda Moore, Ray Turnbull, as we continue with our Season of Champions and the Scott Tournament of Hearts. And with our featured game 9-2, we're going to leave Saskatchewan, Alberta, and turn our attention to Ontario, Manitoba, as they play the 6th. Manitoba with the hammer playing the Yellow Stones. Ontario leading 5-2. This is the final stone of the 6th then for Ontario's Anne Merklinger out of the Rideau Curling Club in Ottawa.
Well, we didn't get to see this game set up, but this end was interesting because, Ray, there was a lot of rocks in play. It was the old story of Anne Merklinger from Ontario defending with offense. She doesn't go to the hitting game. She left rocks in play, and actually Manitoba got out of a very tough situation to set up the possibility for a blank.
Yeah, there was a couple good shots made by one by Betty Cooling for sure to get things cleared up a little bit.
Ontario sitting in a record of 4-2, and Manitoba 2-4 would really like to come back in this game and get things back on track. Ontario really another team like the Alberta team. I think Ontario lost their first game to Alberta and then beat PEI convincingly and then had their next loss immediately, and since then They've had some tight ones. They had that very, very tight game against BC and managed to squeak it out and have seemed to really gain from that.
That was what we talked about this morning, Linda, you and I. That's the one you point to, Ray, as the one they maybe shouldn't have had, but they snuck out, they pulled out, and in fact turns them around because they've been on a run.
Well, you know, I'm going to refer back to the days that, you know, I played a lot of competitive curling, and it always seemed in a bonspiel or the Briar or something, you got the win that maybe you felt you shouldn't get, and it just kind of psychologically had an effect on the whole emotional situation and turned you around, and you could take that, and the good teams will take a break, whatever you want to call it, and turn it into a roll, and that's exactly what Anne Merklinger's done. She's on a roll.
Manitoba takes 1 and 6. It's now 5-3 Ontario to have the hammer back, and we'll go right next door to British Columbia, Yukon Northwest Territories. It's 6-2. The team from Kamloops, Sue Garvey leading as they play the 6th, and it's Kelly Kalo from the White Horse Curling Club that has the hammer and down by 4.
You can see the BC Stones are behind the tee line. Shot rock back 4 foot. Second shot belonging to BC back 8 foot. So Kelly is playing the draw down to shot rock around her own rock top 12.
Well, Kelly really got herself into this situation, this 6-2 situation. You know, she missed a draw against 2. She had to draw to the 8 foot. She came up light. She had a hit earlier on in the end to maybe score 2 in the game, to score 2, and she missed that. Hit and rolled out. So it's some days you can't buy them.
They were trying for plan B. This is a big game. Both teams at 3 and 3, Vic.
Very much. Alberta leads the standings coming into this draw at 5 and 1. Now remember, Team Canada is idle tonight and tomorrow morning, so by the time they see Alberta on Wednesday afternoon, Alberta could very well be 7 and 1. Ontario's in 3rd place, and there you see the teams at 4 losses. 3 losses is, if you can hold it, is probably a guarantee to the playoffs. 4 losses or more is a maybe. 4 losses would be a maybe. So that's what the teams look at, and they guarantee at 3, a maybe at 4.
Viewers have to keep in mind that it's the page system, and 4 teams will qualify, with 1 playing 2, 3 playing 4. The loser of 1-2 will play the winner of 3-4.
Sue Garvey in British Columbia without the hammer. And line 2. Wow.
Ray's double for 3.
Oh, goodness.
Hey, you raised double for 3. You hit this on the, almost on the nose, drive it back onto that. That will go that way. It'll go that way, and you could count 3.
When you're down, Linda, 6-2, you got to try this, huh?
Yeah, this is a great shot, and that's why BC was trying to either tuck the red one just around that top yellow stone or leave it slightly overlapping in front of it, because they saw that possibility. You don't mind leaving a draw for 1 for the opponent if you're Sue Garvey, but you don't like leaving Kelly Kalo this shot.
Final stone, Kelly Kalo. Going to come up enough for her. Sharon Cormier saying, get over, get over, get over. Drive it back into the pocket.
Oh, so close. That just had to come another half an inch.
It'll be a steal of one red for BC here in the 6th. British Columbia now up 7-2. Sue Garvey's in control against Kelly Kalo.
Purex has gone to great lengths to give you a longer-lasting bathroom tissue. Purex Double Roll. With twice as many pillowy soft sheets on every roll, it takes forever to run out. Purex Double Roll. Pillowy softness that lasts twice as long.
Next. Another case of boredom twitch syndrome.
Nothing relieves boredom twitch syndrome like Star Choice Digital Satellite Television. Over 90 channels of movies, sports, and entertainment. All with cinema quality picture and CD quality sound.
Honey, our favorite movie! Oh, thank you.
For a retailer in your community, call now. Finally, the choice is yours. Star Choice.
Introducing 8 hours of fever relief. New Children's Advil.
A tough cold isn't just up here. Your sinuses are congested too. That's why there's Advil Cold and Sinus for congestion. It's tough on colds like Advil is on pain. And now it's available without a prescription.
Advil Cold and Sinus, today's relief for tough colds.
Most powerful tools for the only world that matters. Yours.
Right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be.
Our coverage of the Scott Tournament of Hearts continues from the Agridome in Regina. Ontario leading Manitoba 5-3. We go to the 7th. Ontario with the hammer, and there's a long center line guard up.
You know, Teresa was looking down at Anne, and they were having a bit of a conversation. Do we want to peel the guard, or do we want to go on the 4-on-3 situation? Ontario with 4 rocks remaining, Manitoba with 3, and play the come around, and Anne decided she wants to go for it. Teresa Breen the other night against Team Canada, curling 93%. Yes, it was just a tremendous performance.
Another good shot.
As we update you on all the scores, 4 games in play in this 11th draw. Playing the 3rd Stones in the 7th. Betty Cooling, who appeared in 8 Manitoba Provincial Ladies Championships before she finally got out. And this is her first time here.
Yep. 3, 4.
great shot. She even got the little roll in.
You wouldn't have thought there was even a little flip at all.
I mean, the ice is doing some great things. Once again, that whole crew, that whole ice crew, headed up by Dave Merklinger and Lloyd Stanzel, should really be pleased. This is not easy, 7,000 people.
Teresa Breen.
She put it out.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can hit the front one, but you can't do that. Not when you're up 5-3.
Just a reminder, our coverage of the Labatt Briars Season of Champions continues. We'll begin it all Saturday, March the 7th. And a note to those of you who will be attending at the Winnipeg Arena, Draw 2 has been moved up. It's a half hour earlier. Not 6:30 is on your tickets. It's 6 p.m. local. If you have a problem with that time, please call the number on your screen. And it's a field of old and new, isn't it?
It is that. Tom Reed's been there many years ago, of course. Toby McDonald.
Dale Dogood. A lot of people feel good about Dale getting out of Manitoba.
Sure
Terry
do.
Odeshaw from New Brunswick. Tom Reed.
Greg McCauley from BC with 3 quite young players that were in juniors together.
Wayne Madaw, after a couple of great years winning a lot of money but nothing else, finally wins the province. And Guy Hemmings, people will remember from the McCain TSN Skins game. And Rod Montgomery is a repeat winner from Saskatchewan.
Winner of the World Curling Tour Championship a number of years ago, and a very, very good team. So Saskatchewan sends a great representative. It'll be a great Briar, and you get those tickets, because that building will fill up.
Skip Stones and Brandon's Lois Fowler.
Trying to put another one right on top of the one they have in the house.
So you don't want to pop it in the open. Goodness, goodness, goodness. That's the worst thing you could have done right there. That's brutal. Lois. She knows she's mad at herself, and she should be. You can be short there, you can be anything. Get a chance to maybe steal a point, put the pressure on Ann. Let her off the hook like that.
It's over, our featured game to start the evening. Alberta has won it. The final is 10-2.
Terrific Tuesday. Just go for Win Wednesday now. Oops, sorry.
Okay, as they said, terrific Tuesday, Win Wednesday. And it'll start tomorrow against British Columbia. 10-2 the final. Alberta wins it. And Cathy Borst is now 6-1. Saskatchewan. Cathy Trowell 3-4. And Merklinger.
Nice shot. Leaves a freeze for Lois.
Well, there's no question Lois can get out of this with a really good shot, but she had a golden opportunity last time with her first shot. How would that rank in your unforced errors? Is that what that would be an unforced error?
Well,
it's hard, I guess, to
that's
to
a
cover
tough
them
one
all.
to measure
Yeah.
because she put it in the house. It's just what she did with the other rock that was the problem.
Final stone for Fowler, who comes in at 2 and 4. Knows she can't afford another one. Loss would absolutely kill her chances.
Push hard, push hard, push hard.
That's a lovely shot.
This Ford email from Raylene Robertson. Why does the ice in the 98 Scott have such little curl? Can the ice makers change the amount of curl throughout the week?
Well, first of all, Raylene, I think it has lots of curl. We've been talking about the ice. It starts off, you watching the practice, it's running a little bit straighter. As the game, we move through the game, it's been moving. And you just saw a shot there that, you know, came about 3 and 3.5 feet. Now, the problem they have here in this particular building is a little bit of the frost problem with 7,000 people here, and the fact that you know, it's a little tougher to control the temperature at ice surface. But yes, in answer to your question, under most conditions they can alter certain things with pebbling and temperatures to put more, and with scraping and shaving to put more curl in the ice. But I think it's moving fine here. It doesn't go to the wings, and that's because of the frost. And when I say the wings, only the 12-foot, it curls inside the 8-foot.
And it definitely has spots, and that's why the skill of reading ice and finding the places that curl the most, is a nice-looking shot, is a part of the game.
And Merklinger right up on top to get her one, and she'll put it on the lid. So Ontario gets one here. They'll lead it 6-3. Fowler in Manitoba try to come back when we come back.
Next winter, as Newfoundland and Labrador celebrate their 50th anniversary, the country will be celebrating unity through sport. The 1999 Canada Games are coming to Corner Brook, and TSN will take you there. For more than 30 years, young Canadians have realized their dreams, competing province by province for a national title. Help us celebrate sport and culture from Canada's newest province. The dream continues as we count down to Corner Brook for the Canada Games, March 8th on TSN.
It's the way we welcome the sun with 35 sunblock. The way some of the best water now mostly comes in bottles. It's the way we make time for exercise and like to enjoy reading. Today, more and more people are finding reasons to take better care of themselves. That's why Subway offers 7 subs, each under 6 grams of fat. Because when you're through surfing, you might want to go for a swim. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
Tools for the only world that matters, yours.
Right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be.
Any experienced driver will tell you to know where you're going, you have to know where you've come from. Get a trackside perspective with a Formula One preview. TSN Motorsports takes you inside the 1998 edition of the world's fastest circus. The Formula One preview. See it and live it. March 3rd on TSN.
Updating the game between Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island as they play the 6th. Newfoundland opened with 2, and then PEI has stolen 4 straight points. Final stone, Heather Strong, St. John's. No steal this time. She'll pick up a pair to tie it 4-4 as they go to the 7th. And PEI will have the hammer. Alberta wins in 6. They are now 6-1, 10-2 over Saskatchewan. Ontario is up by 3. Lois Fowler, the team from Brandon, has the hammer there. That's our featured game now. And British Columbia is up by 5 over the Yukon Northwest Territories. And Kelly Kalo, after the team from Kamloops, Sue Garvey, stole 1 in 6. The Ontario lead, Audrey Frey.
They wanted that top 12. What's interesting, the players are starting to watch because the stone that came into the back of the 12, the first Ontario stone, looked like it might be through, and it really grabbed the paint. We talked about the frost, especially in the painted areas. So now as you're a player, you sometimes give it that little extra, and you have to watch it because it may slide a little bit.
The BC Territories game is a big game as well for both those teams, because both with 3 losses and 3 wins. So winner of that game, and looks very much like Sue Garvey at this point, will certainly stay in big time contention.
And if she's looked across the sheet and saw Alberta, she goes, "Boy, that's nice. I'll wake up Wednesday morning and I got to meet her." So that's the game Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. TSN, it's Alberta and British Columbia. Patty McKnight.
Great freeze.
A wonderful shot. Jocelyn put up the perfect corner and then a perfect freeze. 2 nice shots from your lead. And that's about all you could do, is just try and disturb the one behind the yellow.
That Yellowstone couldn't be more perfect on that button.
Right in the middle of your heart.
This is an interesting call. I would play the guard here. I wouldn't play the hit on the red one. I would play the guard. Guard the shot stone.
But if you do that, don't you allow them to
what?
To get in there?
Come off of theirs. They could come off theirs. I would play it in front of my own. Yeah, I would still do that.
Manitoba second is Sharon Fowler.
Oh, just needs a bump, though.
Good shot.
Updating the game, British Columbia, Yukon Northwest Territory, 7-2, BC leading, 7th end. Final stone for Kelly Kalo, the Yellowknife Curling Club. Facing a couple, looking for the double, and she'll jam it and steal 1 BC. Now 8-2, Sue Garvey on top.
Worked out pretty well for Manitoba, because it's if you do hit the rock on the touch on the outside and try to make the double, you're going to jam it on the rock that's sitting at the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock position in the 8-foot. Coming down, hitting this one here onto this one, and this could come off in this fashion here. The reason I know that she could have come in off her own, but I would have played in front of my stone and forced her to go to play that shot. Then I could always tap my own up, and just to try and get an error somehow. You're down 3 points, and
well, there was definitely several offensive moves actually she could have made. She could have come around the corner. She could have done a lot of things that potentially later would generate the offense, not immediately setting up the 2. Patty McKnight's going to make a play on second shot. They have to watch the jam.
The other reason too, Linda, I would do that is because I think Anne would play it, and you might get she might get the run back, but she might get the jam as well. Now you set up a possible 3. This way.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what they were looking at to see if it did come in. It looked like it went through the hole. So.
They wanted to make sure they got rid of one, and to spin the other one behind was the bonus, because that's not what they were thinking of at the time they put down the broom.
And through the hole, leave Ontario lying 2. Manitoba, though, has the hammer here in this 8th, trailing by 3.
Just needs a deuce. Lois Fowler to get herself back in this game a little bit.
Whoa. Yep.
Looking for the freeze here, right on top of it. Wants to freeze right down to it. Just had to brush it a little more. Good shot, though. Good position.
NHL picks up action again this week after the Olympic break. We'll see the Rangers and Maple Leafs Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And Matt Sundin, I saw on Sports Desk from the Maple Leafs, has signed a big money extension.
Now, if the frost does come in at this time of the game, this is where you have to decide if the amount of curl that we have seen gather during the day is actually diminishing a little bit. That when the rocks stop so quickly in the house, you're actually not also getting any finish on it. So they have to watch that last one. The last freeze attempt did not curl into the house. So they may have tightened the broom just a little bit to try and see that movement earlier.
Betty Cooling.
But it's just a little bit light.
Same thing as mine.
It's interesting that Anne's leaving the yellow stone in the rings.
They're going to have a talk. You can hear the front end talking about hitting the yellow and rolling a bit.
So down comes Teresa Breen.
Anne gets up every morning and puts her little offensive hat on and wears it all day long.
That's right.
Doesn't matter what the score is, where she's going. And the team just came down and said, we can get the rock in the same spot that you wanted and remove the stone by hitting and rolling. So let's get it out of there. Teresa came scooting all the way down the ice.
That's why it's nice to have a little conscience down the other end, a little other person on the shoulder saying, well, maybe this time we should hit.
Anne calls her own game. She's not, but
no.
She
listen to input and then makes her choice.
And this is, in my opinion, the right call for sure. 6-3 up 6-3. Play a draw, it catches something, it stops. Next thing, Lois Fowler makes a double, a pin double, and she's line 3. And great shot.
Boy, they're executing too, aren't they?
You could freeze to this. You could also go behind the corner guard on the other side. I think I might be tempted to do that. You got a little backing there, Linda, and she's going to play the freeze to it. Oh, you don't need 2 here. You don't have to get 3, just 2.
And sometimes we forget the corner guards get played and often ignored because the play gets pulled back to the middle so much with the free guard zone rule. You don't have to have shot rock even early in the ends when you put up the corner. Just slowly build on things. And those freezes are so tough. This is one of those nice dilemmas. Trying to put a stone in a position where you can really close off the end, but you're already sitting 3.
When you look at the scoreboard, you're on top by 3.
The way Lois sees it, it's a tough way to generate points. They're not getting those freezes, and they are a tough way to try and get that too.
So where do you go with this one?
She talked about playing at top 8 foot, just beside center line, but they're going to take a timeout now and talk about it. Jim Waite will come down, the coach. Teresa's trying to get them to go down the other end and have a look at it, so they're going to.
You haven't got the hammer here. Is this one of those situations, Linda Ray, where you're saying, you know, Christ, I look at the score, but I'm up. I've got all these rocks in play, and these rocks could eventually hurt me. I don't want them there, or is it not that?
You can't get at the back, too. You know, you could run your own back, I guess, but you're not going to do that. You could also draw around the corner guard. You could, I mean, these two are not a factor. Yeah. You know, you could put it here, then she might make the double on. You could also come here, and then she can't. She couldn't hit it. Come into that area there.
It's one of those situations, I mean, I call it the bait shot or whatever you want to call it. You want to put the stone in the position where Lois wants to go after it, because she has some options at the moment. She has the draws that Ray has pointed out at the moment to try and set up a good position for 2. So the rock end's about to play. You put it in a spot where Lois has to tap it or roll off it to get into a better spot. And that means it's a little more difficult shot than the straight draw.
She's going to play in front of her her own stone.
She doesn't mind this one being shot rock, so that Lois is tempted to go after it. That just died. They wanted that one in a little deeper. That's a great example of the fact that they stopped sweeping for a moment to be looking at the weight, and it just caught the frost.
Yes, you can draw here. This is a tight rock to get around. If you get it a quarter around, it's a pretty good shot, because, you know, it's difficult for her to remove it without jamming it back onto that one there. You could also go this way here and angle freeze on the face of this one like so. And with this guard and this stone, you're going to be shot rock, and it's going to be impossible to remove it. I definitely would have played that side with Betty Cooling's shot.
Yes.
As opposed to the freeze. I think the easier of the 2 shots is the out-turn come around. Now, we don't, the ice maybe doesn't curl there, but I think it does.
Lois Fowler here in the 8th, 6-3, Ontario leading Manitoba.
Hurry hard.
Betty Cooling out as well to join Jocelyn Beaver, Sharon Fowler.
Well, as Ray was mentioning last night, the sweepers at this point of the game are really watching the ice, Ray, and Audrey's one of those.
Yeah, she did something I did all the time, and because I played a lot of my competitive curling before we used stopwatches, and I would follow, you know, off to the side, all the draws down by the opposition, just to make sure I always had a feeling for how they were sliding and how they were curling, because knowing that I would have to judge and also pass that information off to Terry or Donnie or whoever's skipping. And I did that on a regular basis. Audrey does that. She follows the stones down. She follows it down with her watch in her hand. But you get a feel for how it's flowing, and that gives you the ability to be able to judge the sweeping.
At this time of the game, it's really good to have one of those stopwatches that has two splits, because what you're seeing is hog line in is different than in the middle part of the ice. So if you can judge the middle part of the ice separately from the hog line in, you can have a real feel for when to sweep and when to make sure you never let up. Or if it's sliding well enough in the middle and it'll hold, then you're okay.
And you know it's going to die at the end, too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And Merklinger.
What a pretty face you're absolutely right.
Mine's great. Mine's great. Hard. Whoa, easy, easy. Rim. Stay put, easy. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Nice shot.
It's a pretty nice shot.
It's a tap back there.
It's over between British Columbia and the Yukon Northwest Territories, and Sue Garvey wins 8-3 the finals. So British Columbia, it's a big win for them. They go to 4-3, while Kelly Kalo from Yellowknife drops to 3-4.
Playing the closest one to play, raise her own stone back to the forefoot, try and get a single, keep herself alive.
It's obvious she thinks that one's easier than the out turn draw through the hole.
So I'll never know how that out turn curls, will I?
No, because she hasn't looked at that once.
I was so adamant about her playing that.
Didn't come up for her. She didn't have the weight. 1, 2. Steal of 2 for Ontario in the 8th. Big problems for Manitoba and Lois Fowler. It's now 8-3. Ontario leading. It's a disappointing week for the team from Kamloops.
All right, welcome back to TSN tonight, everybody. I'm Mike Toth. The last time we checked in with the Vancouver Grizzlies and the New Jersey Nets, they were tied at 50 at halftime. Let's see how it finished up, because it's always important to finish what you start, kids. That's a little tip from Uncle Mike. Here we go. Let's take a look at the highlights. Abdur Rahim gets the hoop and the harm, and the Grizz by 1. But Kerry Kittles, man, this guy's red hot. Here for 3. Kittles. There you go. He hits it. The Nets back on top. Then Lee Mayberry. Nice pass to Abdur Rahim for the royal flush, and the Grizz led by 1 after 3, but the Nets just kept it coming. Cassell goes to Douglas, who goes to the fat freshman, Van Horn, and the Nets eventually pull away, and they win this thing. The eventual final score, read it and weep, it was 110-101. New Jersey has never lost to Vancouver. They are 6-0 lifetime. And make sure and join us for Sports Desk. It's coming up, the next edition at 11 o'clock Eastern. We'll get you up to date with all the day's activities, and we get you back to the Scott right after this timeout.
I first started on a rink just like this.
Elvis Stoico knows what it takes to be a champion.
It takes hard work to deliver a top performance.
Like McCain Frozen Punch delivers the real fruit taste of real fruit juice for champions like Elvis Stoico. McCain Frozen Punch in a choice of thirst-quenching flavors like grape, orange, and fruit punch. So get the jump-on taste, the year-round taste of real fruit juice in McCain Frozen Punch.
McCain, now that's top taste performance.
Welcome back on a Tuesday night to Regina and TSN's continuing coverage of the 98th Scott Tournament of Hearts. Well, we're doing a lot of moving around. Our feature game ended early. This game now is a 5-point lead, Ontario, Manitoba, so we're moving again. Just put your tents in the back. We're very nomadic tonight. So we're off now to Newfoundland and PEI, and it's a 5-4 lead. PEI leading by 1. Heather Strong and this rookie skip, 21 years of age, from the St. John's Curling Club.
It's a very big game for PEI, Vic, because she comes into this game at 3-3, so she can certainly keep her chances alive. Heather Strong, of course, with 5 losses, trying to play spoiler.
It's been a very interesting game with PEI having a lot of the play. Every time I glanced over there, and we could see even from the steals that went up on the scoreboard, PEI was setting up some very difficult ends for Heather Strong. Heather, when she had the hammer twice, was able to get her deuces, but on those other occasions, PEI set up those lovely steals. There are front rocks again. PEI will try and get the hit and flop.
Tammi Lowther has been impressive in her first appearance. The skip from the Charlottetown Curling Club.
She has a big shot here. She can make this one. They jumped on it right away. So
Julie Scales, Shelley Muzica.
That's always a good sign when you hear whoa, at least. Just didn't get the movement. Good shot just the same.
The fact that they're sitting 2. She's forcing Newfoundland to take their 1.
Doesn't have to curl much more to be a great shot, does it?
No, that's right. Heather's had difficulty with the draw weight this weekend, with the ice being the way it is. Great ice, workable ice, but changing ice. Sometimes that happens when you're not used to the arena situation. And her hitting game has been superior to her drawing game, and here she has a hit for the point.
Right out of junior play, she's the 97 junior champion, and now she's the 98 Newfoundland women's rep.
Great experience for her, but we've talked about it through the week. You got to pay your dues in this game. And she gets to her first Scott Tournament Heart at a very early age. Good shot, good point.
For a single point here in 8th to tie it up 5-5. Prince Edward Island to have the hammer playing 9 when we come back to Regina. And the Scott Tournament of Hearts on TSN.
Another Nokia discovery. Small words are hard to read, which is why at Nokia we make our screens big, so they're easier to read. Inspired technology with a human touch. Nokia, connecting people.
And he thinks he saved a bundle on the move. Yeah, right. Ugh. Next time I'm calling Allied.
Thank you, Canada, for making Allied the biggest and best in the country.
You're in room 1056. Enjoy your stay.
Thank you.
This my notebook.
Hey! You got my notebook! Excuse me! Hey!
Toshiba. Toughen up for today's world. Call 1-800-387-5645.
You know what to do. Wild party last night, huh? So what happened to you? Last I heard, you were headed for some body piercing place. Man, that stuff's too weird for me. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't do anything too stupid. Hey, you're the man, cool guy. See you at the beach.
Five Nations Rugby is coming at you. Friday, Scotland takes on France. TSN.
Back with you again. 3 draws on Wednesday. And in the 10 a.m. Eastern draw, Alberta against British Columbia. Alberta coming off a win, so do Sue Garvey and BC. So it's 6-1 Alberta against 4-3 British Columbia at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That'll be draw 12. Prince Edward Island trying to stay at 3 losses in a 5-5 tie with Newfoundland. And PEI has the hammer, playing here in 9.
A lot of rivalry between the two islands. A chance to play against each other a lot through the season, so there's always that build-up of competitiveness between provinces.
Newfoundland lead is Karen Thomas.
Well, they brought the first one in. Newfoundland brought it in top 4 foot, and that means that it appears as though they're going to try and keep it open and hope that PEI doesn't get a chance to blank.
The PEI lead is Julie Scales.
Very nice. Great weight.
It's an interesting evening because I believe it was last evening where we thought every game was so interesting and so close. And tonight, sometimes you see this, the team's a little tired again and you have a little loss of focus. 2 games have ended early already, and sheet B is lopsided.
Well, if you're thinking about sneaking a day off work, tomorrow would be a good day for you. Just, you know, call in quick in the morning. You got a little cold and get yourself a hot toddy or
curling flu.
Yeah, and watch the morning game with BC against Alberta, and then Team Canada plays Alberta in the afternoon. So should be a great day of curling. Yeah, you might lose your job, but
I'm sure you could fax a little note to the employers explaining
write
the
you a letter.
situation.
That's right. I'll excuse you.
Shelly Muzica, PEI second.
But 3 a day, the most comprehensive coverage. We'll be there for all of them tomorrow.
Michelle Renouf. PEI's got it set up for a possible deuce. Well, the games are interesting on the ice tonight in terms of the rivalries. You already mentioned Newfoundland PEI, but BC and the Yukon Northwest Territories, and then there was Ontario, Manitoba, the neighbors, the provincial neighbors, and then on sheet 8 was Alberta, Saskatchewan. So they had their little rivalries on all 4 sheets here at the Agridome.
This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Great. No, I'll rephrase. Great sweeping ice.
If you can't say the word go to the thesaurus and find something a little more easy.
Especially the one-syllable ones.
Yeah.
Great versus unbelievable. Better choice to go with great at this time of night.
Where's Doris Brooke when I really need her?
Kelly Sharp come across.
Nice shot, grouping the stones. That's the goal.
This would be a big 2 points.
And I am very impressed with Susan. Been in the past when we've seen her at the Scott Tournament of Hearts, but she's playing a nice role in this team, and you saw good numbers first 8 ends of this game.
We're going to stick on this one, though. Can't roll out on this one.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Now you're looking for the blank.
Live update, Ontario, Manitoba, 8-3, Ontario leading. Final stone for Lois Fowler and her team from Brandon. This is a draw for 2. Jocelyn Beaver, Sharon Fowler are there. And she'll put it top 4 for the deuce. 8-5. After 9 and coming home without. PEI third, Susan McInnes. Rolls it to the edge of the 8. And now in this 5-5 tie, as Ray suggests, you go for the blank and you take the hammer home, trying to win it.
If you're trying to prevent the blank, quite often teams will attempt to roll near center line, meaning that the opponent has to roll further to get out of the house. So Heather Strong will try that roll.
Especially on this ice, Lou.
That's right.
The houses are, with the frost build up on the outside, the houses are not very lively. Those of you that watched the Olympics, coverage that came back from Kawazawa, the houses over there were in rings, and the rocks in particular were really lively. You had to hit a rock on the nose to stay.
be the first stone for the PEI skip here in this 9th of a 5-5 tie. The 31-year-old native of Charlottetown. We started out playing third for this team up until about November when the team was struggling. Susan McInnes dropped down. She moved up, and here they are.
And that's what you hope to be able to do with your next one.
That's right. Gives Heather a chance to draw it into the 4-foot area.
Also to play a draw, which is nice.
As we check in the game between Ontario and Manitoba, it's 8-5, and we'll keep you updated on what happens there as Manitoba tries to get something going without last rock.
That's exactly what she wanted to do. As I said, that's now the longest distance for Tammi to roll to get the blank. It'll be an interesting situation coming home, unlike the one we just turned to on the Ontario-Manitoba game, where we saw the fact that Ontario is up 3 and was able to throw the first one of theirs through the rings and will attempt to peel after that. This one will be very interesting with the free guard zone rule coming into play.
You certainly want the roll out here.
Yeah, you played for the blank, and now you want it desperately in a 5-5 tie. Tammi Lowther. Now, go on it, and there it goes. And so she'll hold on to the hammer, the last rock. Coming home, trying to win it, and improve to 4-3 here in the 11th draw. The Scott Tournament of Hearts in Regina.
Since 1982, Scott's Paper has been the proud sponsor of the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
That's right, Gavin. Scott Towels has been there for the spills of victory.
And Scotties was there for the disappointments of defeat. Oh, that was a tough loss.
Here's Sandra Schmerler and the Scott product team practicing their winning form.
What great action! That Scott team really delivers.
That was great. As always, the Scott Tournament of Hearts is brought to you by this family of fine Scott Paper products.
For years, you've heard the debate.
Duracell.
Energizer. Which battery lasts longer?
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell.
Energizer.
Duracell. Duracell.
Recent tests proved that Duracell outlasts Energizer. Better make it the alkaline battery proven to last longer. Better make it Duracell.
I saw the decade when it seemed the world would change at the blink of an eye. And if anything, then there's your sign. I was alive and I waited. I was alive and I waited for this. Right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be. Right here, right now.
The world's most powerful tools for the only world that matters. Yours.
Right here, right now. There is no other place I want to be.
Thursday, the PGA's best tee off at the Nissan Open. Defending champion Nick Faldo leads a top-notch field in Valencia, California. PGA drama. See it on TSN. Catch the inaugural CIAU Women's Hockey Final, followed later by men's volleyball on TSN.
It's a beautiful building in Wascana Park, the Saskatchewan Legislature building. The weather has been glorious, although there is a forecast for light snow on Wednesday. Here at the Scott Tournament of Hearts at the Agridome as we wind up the 10th draw, or pardon me, the 11th draw on a Tuesday night.
Trying the tick.
And oh so close. The only thing about those ticks when you're tied, we often talk about playing that kind of weight when you're up quite a few and you don't want anything to stay in play, but I feel when you're tied coming home that the main objective is to move that red stone anywhere out of the 4-foot path, and sometimes with that weight rate it's just a little harder to control. But that's my opinion.
Prince Edward Island with the hammer in this 5-5 tie. PEI, what a big win it would be for them. Keep them among the leaders at 4-3.
Certainly would. This is where brushing and judgment becomes very important. It looks more and more like key draw coming up here soon.
As a skip, as Tammi Lowther, PEI skip, you're thinking the entire end, as long as my team makes these peels, that's what I'll have to be focusing on.
You're getting ready to, to play that. Interesting comment from Mike Harris when Kevin Martin went down to play his last stone in the final of the trials and trip to Nagano. And Mike Harris was off in the corner having a drink of water, getting ready and psyching himself for the draw to the 4-foot for the victory. So it turned out Kevin's draw cut and he raised Mike in. But, focusing, setting, the brushers had been timing and getting ready to judge, and you set yourself for that.
And you hope to be able to play an entire game to have that opportunity.
And if you're a skip that dodges around that, then eventually it'll catch you. It catches you. You have to play. Sure, you'd like to play easy shots, and that's the objective. But eventually, you're going to have to play those kind of shots to win. And we know, Vic,
if you can't draw,
you can't skip.
Exactly. As we turn our attention quickly to the game between Ontario and Manitoba. Manitoba without last rock, needing 3. Was in good position, Linda, I thought, for a while. They had 2 in, and then Betty Cooling with one of her stones came a little deep, and Ontario made a raised double, and this will end it now if Merklinger can get rid of one of these stones. Meanwhile, in the other game, it's the PEI second, Shelley Musica.
Oh, Shelley won't be happy with that, leaving 2 rocks out front. So a chance to go to 5-2 for Ann Merklinger.
After starting 1-2.
And then stealing a game.
Yes. Patty McKnight will just keep it clean. And Ontario runs Manitoba out of stones here in 10. Make the final, Ontario 8, Manitoba 5. Ontario now 5-2. Manitoba drops to 2-5. And Ontario tomorrow morning will play Newfoundland as she'll try and keep it going. Merklinger out of the Rideau Club in Ottawa.
Back on our sheet, Newfoundland tried the tap, but the stones are not that far apart, so PEI is attempting the double peel.
That is a very nice shot indeed. That's the best you can get out of that. Sure is, Tammi.
Kelly's playing the guard.
Kelly sharp, agonizing with every foot down the ice.
Well, you know that everybody with 4 losses, of course, is cheering big time for Newfoundland in this game. Two fine shots.
Susan McInnes.
By Susan, I'll tell you. PI Brusher should be watching closely this draw weight now, timing each shot. As does Audrey Frey, for example, in these kind of situations. And so you can pass the communication, pass them down to, they are, you can see they bang the watch on. As Linda says, with this kind of ice and digging in quickly at the end, the split would be a good idea, you know, timing the different splits.
That's a good guard by Kelly.
21-year-old who studies recreation at Memorial University in St. John's. Susan McInnes.
It's just a straight peel on the center line rock.
Right up, right up, right up, right up.
Well, we sometimes debate about when to go in, but I definitely think with ice conditions the way they are in the evening draw, you go now with your first one. If it ends up a little bit short, you have more of a feel with your second one.
Nice shot by Susan. I think I give credit to Susan for one of Shelley Muzika's shots that was also a very nice shot. So we'll certainly
Timeout for Newfoundland.
slide the credit back to Shelley for her last one, which was a great shot. Otherwise, I got Susan throwing 3 rocks.
It was a team effort, we'll put it
Yeah,
that way.
that's right.
Newfoundland coach is Jim Miller.
I agree with Linda. I would be going into right now.
You can get a corner of the forefoot.
What other possibility?
Well, they could throw another rock out front.
Okay.
I'd be going, I think. There's a good look at it. You can get half in the forefoot.
I think they've changed to the guard.
Okay, we'll play one more out front. There's no question with that ice, unless we haven't seen the sheet, but I mean, it's not going to curl that much, I wouldn't think. So they're definitely playing the front rock. It's not a wrong shot. It's just
no, I'm
feeling,
just,
a sense.
Yeah, I'm just saying that as a skip, and when I was facing conditions that I was a little less certain about, I felt that the time was to go was on the first. And you try to make it the best you can. If it happens to be not bearing completely, you try and bring it a little back. If they nose hit it, you still have something to come to. So you've got to feel for your last shot. Let's say that.
Heather Strong and her first here in 10.
Back here. Whoa. Hey, Heather.
Well, you got to get rid of that, that's for sure.
Three games already final. Alberta easily. Ontario wins, running Manitoba out of stones, and British Columbia keeps themselves very much alive with a win over Kelly Kalo from Yellowknife. Tammi Lowther.
Oh. Well, you've got your front rock and then got your nose hit. It's just that it's so tight to the rings now.
I think she's going to try and draw between the stone Tammi just threw and the one that was already out in front.
She knows the ice.
Wow, can you not do the other? Can you not accomplish the same thing with the other turn and come wide?
You have to go way out.
I think so, right?
You could definitely get closer to the button with the other turn, is what you're saying, but with the ice, you can see where she's playing. What Vic is saying is to go this way here.
She's having a long look at it from the hack end. With these, if you think you know the ice, you have to totally block out the yellow one center line and just think of it as a draw to the forefoot.
She's got to get in there for shot because Prince Edward Island is line 2, and those are her winning points for Tammi Lowther and PEI, the team from Charlottetown. Find the hole. They're by the other one. No, they're going to rub. Now, where will it stop?
It's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, got the forefoot for sure. It's open on the other side, though, I think, a bit. At least half of it.
It worked out pretty well. This wasn't an easy port to negotiate. Just the tiny bit of a rub. And the front end calling out that you can see about half.
And PEI and Lowther will call a timeout. And their coach, Alan Ledgerwood, will make his way down to ice level. first thought, Linda, is what here?
Well, her first thought was to try and pick it out, if you can see a half of it. You could draw or you could tap.
But Linda was talking about, you can come that way. You could play the draw to the 4-foot this way. I guess you could play the draw through the hole as well. The rock could be moved over a little bit now. Certainly know the ice for that one. Draw. Looks like she's going to draw. To me, it looks like she's going to draw. Linda, doesn't it?
It does.
Through the hole?
We know what it does, is what the comment was by Susan. There's a good look at it right there. There's the hole.
It was a pretty nice shot that Heather threw. All she can do is watch now.
For the win, Prince Edward Island looking to go to 4-3.
Saw her numbers on draws. They weren't terribly high, and this is a tough situation.
By itself, says Julie Scales. On the right, Shelley Muzica on the left. It's hot, they say. Don't have anything. They going to get the rub? No, they're going to go right through. And it'll be the steal of one for Newfoundland. Newfoundland will win it 6-5. Heather Strong's team goes to 2-5, and that could be a crushing loss for PEI. They're now 3-4.
The Nabob Coffee Company has harnessed the power of the volcano. You see, the nutrients in this volcanic ash enrich the nearby coffee fields and help grow the better beans for Nabob tradition. I'm here to select only those better beans that meet our high standards and give Nabob Tradition coffee its better flavor and aroma. At Nabob, we get better beans. You get better coffee.
Precision engineering. Performance that nails you to your seat. But enough about the high-performance computers Dell built for Ford. What can we build yours to do? Call in for just $99 a month. You can lease this Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor, 64 megs of SD RAM, 8.4 gig hard drive, Microsoft Office Small Business Edition, and Windows 95, a 17-inch monitor, 32x Max variable CD-ROM, an 8 megabyte AGP video card, even an X2 US robotics modem, and 24-hour tech support. The Dell Dimension XPS with a 333 megahertz Intel Pentium 2 processor. Pure performance for just $99 a month. Dell, what can we build yours to do?
Retirement planning is really working with the client, finding out what the needs are, to know the dreams so that we have the right RRSP for that client. That's how my team can make a real contribution.
Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, seeing beyond.
Your car is a high-precision instrument. Take it to AutoPro. With qualified personnel and state-of-the-art equipment, it's the expert on brakes, front-wheel drive, steering, suspension, and mufflers. All protected by AutoPro's national warranty. AutoPro, the largest network of car care professionals.
When it comes to complete baseball coverage, even the best think of us first. The Jays return to TSN Tuesday, March 3rd.
Time now for the TSN Turning Point, brought to you by Super 8 Motels from our featured game to start the evening, Alberta and Saskatchewan.
Well, not very often you go back into the second end to get a turning point, but this was absolutely such a wonderful shot by Cathy Borst. Her team didn't really want her to play this, and she said, I'm going to come to the face of it. I'm not going to let her take this end away from me. I'm going to play a wide out turn draw to a stone that's sitting in the 4-foot and really put it to her. She went down the ice. She was definite. She made it absolutely perfect, and it really put Saskatchewan in a tough spot. Ended up getting 4, and that's your turning point.
Alberta goes on to a 10-2 win. The cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Super 8 Motels with over 1,600 locations throughout North America. Life's great at Super 8. So we've played 11 draws. We're past the midway point, and Alberta is the team to catch now. Cathy Borst at 6-1, followed by Ontario and Team Canada at 5-2, British Columbia at 4-3, and then the teams at 4 losses. Is that the bubble number? 4. And Manitoba, Newfoundland likely trying to play spoilers from here on out at the Scott Tournament of Hearts.
Since the Hendrick Racing Team started